want no KYC. You don't get to see ID. Sometimes I feel like no KYC. Yeah, yeah. Sometimes I feel you don't get to see ID. Yeah, yeah. I don't want no KYC. You don't get to see ID. I don't want no KYC. You don't get to see ID. I don't want no KYC. You don't get to see ID. I don't want no KYC. You don't get to see. I don't want no KYC. You don't get to see ID. I don't want no KYC. You don't get to see ID. I don't want no KYC. You don't get to see ID. I don't want no KYC. You don't get to see ID. I don't want no KYC. You don't get to see ID. I don't want no KYC. You don't get to see ID. I don't want no KYC. You don't get to see ID. I don't want no KYC. You don't get to see ID. It's that digital game stuff, and I'm never gonna change up. The track and the trace it. Privacy matters, you better embrace it. I'd rather trade up.
Yo, greetings, everyone. So much love. What an amazing evening tonight. I have a couple special, amazing guests tonight. Yo, so much love, gratitude. Let's get into it. Yo, I don't want no KYC. You know what I'm saying? And I have so many things to say, and I'm so pumped for tonight, yo. So let me shout out to one of my main homies out here. Tonight he's going by the name of Mr. Mystic. Mr. Mystic, how are you, my friend? What's going on, yo?
Doing good, brother.
Saved? Can we save the realm or what?
Well, hey, listen, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink, right? So that's what I say. And, you know, absolutely a lot of gratitude for being here. This is definitely a special evening. So yeah, much love, much gratitude, and definitely going to be a good one. This is going to be one for the books.
This is going to be one for the books. We're changing the realm forever. This is not just talk. This is the greatest show out here. Support the underground. This is the underground. This is Hollow Earth, basically. Support the underground, and it will support you, yo. I mean, tonight, by the way, Pirate Chain website. You go, oh, I'm not into crypto. We're going to get into it, guys. Relax. Pirate Chain website is in the description. As always, join their Telegram, and you can interact with our guests tonight. So much knowledge and gnosis, practical information to perhaps make the world a better place. I don't know if that's something you're interested in or not, but yeah, man. And yeah, I don't want to jibber jabber too much. Yo, we have a for real legend over here. He goes by the name of Captain Lootz, Legend Lootz. Captain Lootz, how are you, sir? What's going on, man?
Hey, how you doing, fellas?
Doing good. Doing good, yo. What do we do? What are we doing? Can we save the sheep or not? Or are we responsible for repopulating once everyone gets sent off to the gulag? Do we have to take care of everybody, all their wives and stuff? You tell me.
Well, that's one option. Another option is that everybody actually does wake up, which we both know won't happen. And then, I guess there's always a possibility that the system will collapse on its own, right? We could see that possibly happening too. Where people will have no choice but to look into the alternatives, which they're being given the alternative, right? Government loves Bitcoin now. Oh, what a surprise. So, they're being pushed like sheep into Bitcoin. I don't know if you guys see it. Everybody thinks that Bitcoin is some type of rare coin these days. Oh, look, are you into Bitcoin? I was into Bitcoin 16 years ago. Where you been? Right? It's old. It's done. It's over. Right? Everybody that's been here as long as I have know that when one technology is no good no more, you move on to the next technology. Right? But that stopped in crypto. That's the problem. You guys are stuck on some old tube television technology where I'm using LED.
You don't like CRT screen computer screens, or what were they called?
Yeah, yeah, they're using CRT chain, bro.
Yeah, man. And can we not have nice things? I mean, was it
No,
all a
because
DARPA military? You know, when you look at the basics of usury, right? And do you, when you put your tinfoil hat on, I mean, is blockchain, Satoshi, and them, they were built for this?
well, look, in the beginning when we found Bitcoin, we thought it was private and we thought it was decentralized. We thought it was two things. It has to have those two things. All right. And then at some point in time, about 4, 5, 6 years later, all exchanges started asking for your license and to KYC yourself, right? That was new, right? Crypto is ours. It belongs to me and it belongs to you. It does not belong to the government. Right? So when the government comes down and starts telling you to KYC yourself, you should give them the finger. Right? Because there's so many ways to get around that. You just got to learn how to do it.
But Lootz, why don't you just listen? Why don't you just listen and give them your ID? Why don't you just? They're here to help you and fight criminals, and it's for anti-money laundering, and they want to, you know, protect you. Why don't you just listen and lean into their altruism?
Because nobody tells me what the fuck to do. You got it? Nobody tells me what to do. Nobody. Right? No government's gonna come along and tell me how to live my life. Nobody's gonna do that. Right? And if you're that type of person that goes and just does and goes along to get along,
Yeah,
then I feel bad for you, right? Because your
the
children are
easier
gonna
path.
suffer. Your children are gonna suffer because somebody's gonna take advantage of your weakness because you're weak. Right? You're not looking at your kids and saying, well, how am I going to make this world a better place for my kids, right? Well, I'll tell you something, right? The fact that you're investing in Bitcoin will not make this world a better place for your kids. That will not happen. What will actually happen is they will be more inside a more tyrannical system than they've ever seen, than you've ever seen, because there will be no more cash dollars. They're going to be using Bitcoin. That's why they're pushing you into it. And every single time somebody makes a transaction, everybody in the world's going to know about it. You see, there's one simple logical concept people cannot grasp about Bitcoin, and that is, why would you go and tell everybody what you're doing with your finances? It's akin to walking in New York City with your wallet open, right? Why would you walk around New York City with your wallet open so everybody could see the cash inside? Would you do that? No, of course not. You get robbed in a second in New York. You don't tell the people how much money you got ever, right? So same logic with Bitcoin. Why would you use a currency that everybody is allowed to look into your wallet without your permission, right? And what happens when you don't have permission, right? What happens if you don't have consent? That's called rape, right? So Bitcoin is financial rape. That's what it is, right? Banks love it. You should be questioning why banks want it so bad. That's what you should be doing right now, but you're not doing that, right? You're going along and playing the casino, right? You're in Las Vegas right now. You're playing, Fart Coin and Trump Coin, right? To see which one goes higher. But you're not grasping the goddamn point. Right? It's all transparent. Every single one of those things are transparent. They are not a gold replacement. They are not a digital gold. Bitcoin is not digital gold, right? Because gold is fungible, right? When you get a bar of gold, let's say it's got serial numbers on it, right? And that bar of gold was stolen in the past, and they come to you and they say, "Oh, we got to take that piece of gold away because it was stolen in the past." The bank's gonna take that from you, right? But they don't have to take it from you. If you melt that piece of gold down and you make it into a necklace, there's no possible way they could ever take it from you because they wouldn't know where it came from. It's fungible. That's fungibility.
Yep.
The history of the coin does not affect you when you hold it. Right? Well, once it goes to somebody else, if you did not catch the criminal at that point in time, it's over. You're not 10 years down the line, you're not going to be taking coins away from people because of what happened 10 years ago. Right? That should never happen. Right? And that's what gold and silver do for you, right?
Yeah.
I mean, but people are not getting this. They don't understand. You know what the problem is? People don't understand Austrian economics. They don't understand Keynesian economics. They don't understand these things.
Keynesian versus Hayek, Austrian. I mean, these cats are so financially illiterate, Lootz. What do you have to say? I don't want to go on my thing, but I remember 2005. I remember just asking myself, I'm going to start from the beginning. What is money? Because I was working hard, right? I received money, and I'm like, what is it? And that led me down eventually to Austrian economics. Now, I want to ask you, Lootz. We have a lot of friends here, you know. I got in out here, and they're respectable people, but they go, listen, I'm not buying any blockchain at all. I'm doing no digital currency at all. Precious metals is the way, but they'll also use their bank account and PayPal and Venmo and stuff. What would you say to a no coiner who thinks they're doing something righteous by not participating in anything blockchain at all?
Well, you know what? There's two different kinds. You're either a fiat non-coiner or you're a heavy metals non-coiner. Right? I'm a big believer in silver. Silver and gold is probably the best money you could ever have. It is the best money you could ever have. There is nothing more tangible than gold and silver, right? But the problem is they're right. These non-coiners are right. Every single coin sucks. Every single coin is not gold. It cannot replace a digital version of gold. There is no digital version of gold unless it has that fungibility I was just talking about, because gold is fungible, right? So if you wanted a chain that could replace gold and silver, it would need to have fungibility, and now you have a digital version of gold and a digital version of, but if it doesn't have those properties, it is just garbage. Those non-coiners are right. All those transparent by default coins are there as honeypots, and they're there to lead you into a world of tyranny.
Silver is the people's money. During that time, I immediately went to silver, and every part of my paycheck went to silver at $4.
Me too.
And then it went to $47, folks, in like 2008-ish. And I didn't sell because I was like, this is dope. But they manipulated things too.
I was still buying, bro. If I remember, $45.
Yeah, guys, me too. You're not talking. I say that, Lootz, like, we've been through these things. Even if something is valued like silver with basic supply and demand fundamentals, laws of nature, they've manipulated it. How? They've also been like, hey, we're going to buy the mines. We're going to do institutional silver via SLV paper silver, leverage it beyond, to the point where they don't even hold any silver, and they just go, cool, we're selling it to our institutional people, and that suppresses the money. Now, Lootz, so those are the PM people. That's my problem with the PM people, because it's like that is manipulated as well. Like they
like them. They like those banker games. They like playing these monopoly games, where a lot of us, we don't want to play those goddamn games.
But Lootz, I want to buy XRP because it's cross-border and taken over, and the government's why don't I just buy XRP because numbers go up? I bought it.
Yeah, go ahead, buy a coin that will continue, that will enslave you further, because XRP is just a bank coin. It's here. It works with banks. Okay, 16 years ago, what was the slogan for Bitcoin? Be your own bank. Right? It didn't say go work with the banks. I don't remember that one. I remember be your own bank. That's what I remember.
And I'm trying to bring that back. I'm bringing it. I'm bringing the be your own bank style back. Because because it's very powerful. It's a very powerful statement.
But people aren't getting the point of it, right? It's like, oh, the banks are gonna work. They get excited when the banks get involved. That never used to be us, bro. We used to be
Dude.
like, get the fuck out of here. You don't belong here. This is not your realm. This is our realm.
I was trying
Get
to
your
tell
bank.
him, Lootz. Yo, I was deep in XRP. If I'm being real, I was trying to tell him, oh, institutional money's coming, ETFs, and all that. I'm like, guys, I've lived through this already with precious metals. You can suppress the price and they just don't get it. It's
Once the ETF was made for Bitcoin, Bitcoin was fucked. It was over.
yeah.
That's it. It was gone. You know what? The moment they made that ETF, the bubble started, guys. The bubble started. And watch how many people are gonna get hurt by Bitcoin. I promise you, it's gonna be fucking. It's gonna be sick.
Let me break it down to the people and forget. I'm not trying to interrupt you, my friend. I just want to get this point across. People who have not done that financial research that you were mentioning earlier, Austrian economics, sound money, etc., fungibility, they see the ETFs of Bitcoin, ETH, XRP, etc., insert whatever, Solana, whoever, as a good thing. Because that means, oh, the BlackRocks and central banks are going to have to purchase these cryptos, which would create, add liquidity, etc., and pump my bags. The thing is that is what is to allow classical TradFi, traditional finance, to participate in crypto, right? Some hedge fund, some college, or university, or some country, right? And then it could be compliant, right, with these lizards. And then they don't buy the coin, whether it's good or bad. They buy the ETF, which is a representative of a coin. And who even knows if the people selling the ETF actually owns the amount of coins that they say they have out, right? Now, yes, the blockchain's transparent, and that's where it actually F's them, because we track wallets over here. But what would you say to that, like, that idea, cheering on TradFi to get involved and it's going to pump my bags thing?
Well, number one, if it works on a layer 2, it's just bullshit technology. If it doesn't work on the protocol layer, it's useless. If you don't have privacy at the protocol layer, it's useless, right? And another point you mentioned with the tokenomics and the knowing Austrian economics, you just need to know that if it does not have a finite supply or a deflationary supply, it's over. That coin is going to die. It's guaranteed, right? Because it will not be able to handle the float that it will have 5-6 years from now, and even more so as it continues to inflate and print out more money on the tail emission, right? Because a lot of these coins, they got a tail emission that never ends, right? So it needs to have a finite supply. As soon as that finite supply stops, that's it. The coin becomes super rare. And the only way to get to mine more coins is when you mine for the transaction fees. But do you understand what I'm saying? So the more inflation a coin put, the more they have money printers, guys. They are no different than fiat. These coins, no different. It is the same thing, right? When you tell me that, oh, this coin is great. Why is it great? It's backed by fiat. It is fiat backed by fiat. That don't make sense. I want to see a fungible coin like Pirate backed by silver, baby. That's what I want to see. That's the world I want to go into. I don't want fake money anymore, right? So, you need to have a finite supply. That's number one. If the coin is emitting coins constantly for years, it's over. There's no way that you're going to keep up with that kind of demand. No coin. I mean, even Bitcoin is barely keeping up. And at some point, we're going to see that bubble pop, and Bitcoin's going to go down to the floor. And maybe we'll see it go back to 40,000 again at some point. I believe that will happen.
What a lot of, and man, you're dropping knowledge right now, man. I hope people are catching up on this free game. Before I move on to,
can I say one thing?
Yeah, I was gonna say XRP is a fungible, and Edward's a real one, and so be gentle. XRP is fungible, he says.
Yeah, only real privacy coins are fungible. Yeah, it cannot be fungible if you could see it on the chain and track it to to where it came from without the person's permission. That's not fungible, right? The fungible is that you cannot know where my gold came from because it's in my hands, right? When I get your XRP coin, I'm going to take a look at the Explorer and I'm going to see how many people held that coin, which addresses had that coin before you, and then if one of those addresses
Oh,
are blacklisted, then guess what? I'm coming for your coins, but that's
hey,
what the gov does.
hey, Lootz, a lot of these cats, I mention it often. I don't think they get it. I've tracked a few wallets to some people, and I found them. I found the people that
Yeah,
were related to these wallets,
it's not hard.
literally. And it's not hard. I'm a dude, I mean, I'm a guy here with some computers or whatever. You know what I'm saying? If I could do it, you know what I mean? But listen, let me get Mystic wants to ask something, but we have we have a fellow I'll let her get with the synchronicities, Lootz. You're gonna trip out on this. But everyone, ladies and gentlemen, she comes through and she's going to give us the sorcery over here because pirates love sorcery, folks. Puerto Rican, Islanders. If you're a pirate and you're scared of sorcery, I get it. But let's see what she has to say. MoonFeather on IG. Is that? Oh, you're trying to get people on your Instagram. I get what you're trying to do. What's on your Instagram? Did we get any feedbacks? I mean, what are we talking about?
What's up, guys? How are you?
He's ignoring me.
Peace and blessings to everyone. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about tonight's show. What's up, Ronin? What's up? Oh no, Mr. Mystic. All right. Awesome. And welcome, Captain Lootz.
Hey, how you doing?
Excited. Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. I hear that Brooklyn accent for sure. I was born and raised in Brooklyn as well. Yeah, I'm excited about tonight's show. You guys have been trying to catch you guys at the beginning of the show and have been mentioning and talking about hitting a lot of wonderful points. So yeah, just keep it rolling.
MoonFeather, go ahead. Mystic wants to get in. Go ahead. I'll get out of your way, brother. Forgive me, Brandon.
Oh, you're good. No, I just wanted to comment on what Lootz was saying about Bitcoin going to the floor because, it's kind of funny what a lot of people don't realize. I do technical analysis, right? So in the world of technical analysis, gaps typically get filled 90 to 95% of the time, right? Well, the funny thing about Bitcoin is there's a gap of right around $700. That's a real thing that could actually happen eventually at one point in time. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. And, just to kind of hit a little further on what Lootz was saying, with this whole bubble starting with the ETF and all this other stuff, it's absolutely right. Like, people don't understand, like, it is now funny money. Bitcoin is now funny money. And there's no going back. And that's why I am a pirate, because pirate is everything Bitcoin was actually originally supposed to be. So, yeah.
So, guys, finite. We went over that stuff with the finance of life, but look, why do you get into crypto? Why did I get into crypto? Why does anybody get into crypto? Right? There's a couple reasons. Mostly people get into crypto because they see it like a casino and they want to make money, right? But I got into crypto 16 years ago because I saw this as the money that could free us from all kinds of tyranny, right? Because Austrian economics does that naturally. It frees you from tyranny. It doesn't allow tyranny to happen. There's no money there to make it happen. You can't print more money like they're doing now to hurt everybody. So how are we going to change the world? That's why we got into crypto, right? We wanted to change the world. How are we going to change it? Well, we need free markets, right? Do you guys really think right now we have free markets? Everybody says, "Oh, United States has free market." No, they don't have free markets. There's nothing free in the United States. Nothing is free in life. Well, maybe one thing. So how are we gonna get free markets, guys? We can't keep going the way we are, where you go to the store, you buy crap food with crap ingredients, get taxed the hell out of yourself when you get to the register. The money you're paying for that food was already taxed. Yeah, at some point we need a P2P free market, right? That's a free market, P2P, like the Silk Road, right? That was a free market. That people would go get what they need and come back with nobody getting involved in the middle of the business, right? What happens between me and you stays between me and you. And we could do business for generations. Our children could do business for generations. Why does somebody have to come in the middle of our business and start having us distrust each other? Like, oh, now you have to KYC, all your customers. Why? That's my friend. I don't know who you are. Why would I give you my friend's information? Why would I do that? That don't even make sense. He's not even going to talk to me anymore because of you if I do that. So why would I do that? Let's think logically for like 2 minutes, right? And that's why all these mom and pop's businesses are suffering, because they're not allowed to do so many things anymore. I used to run a bakery. I used to own a bakery, right? And we did great. We made money out the wazoo. Cash piled up on the table like you've never seen before. And then all of a sudden the cops started coming in and saying, "Oh, we can't accept your coffee anymore, Mr. Mr. Lootz, right? We can't." I'm like, "Why? What's up, guys? I thought we were friends over here. Officers used to come in every morning." "Oh, well, there's a new law. We're not allowed to take anything from anybody anymore." Like, well, that was the end of the relationship between cops and people. That severed the tie right there between cops and people. And then at some point, every business started implementing credit cards. And once you added those credit cards, your business was no longer private. You screwed yourself, right? And then the big Wallbaums and Pathmark, they all started putting bakeries inside their businesses. Guess what? As soon as those bakeries were implemented in those pharmacies, my bakery was getting a guy that came to the door every week giving us tickets for the stupidest things. One of the chicks in the front didn't have, the sales chicks in the front didn't have a hat on. Ticket. "Oh, there's a fly in the store." Like, I could stop the fly from coming in the goddamn store. Like, I told him to get out. He didn't get out. And I got a ticket for that. The paper towels, they were not underneath the sink. They were on top of the sink. Oh, another ticket for that.
Oh yeah.
Dude, they started moving furniture. We never even moved like for years. They moved the furniture and they found a hole. They're like, "Oh, that's a mouse hole." Another ticket for that. Dude, my father got raped up the fucking wazoo because Pathmark, okay, it was obvious that Pathmark wanted all the business. So they literally closed us down for a couple days to fix all those little problems. And little by little, they ruined our reputation for the dumbest things, right? So, and that's what's happening to every mom and pop shop, all right? That's not just me. That's all of them. And that's because we stopped being private.
That's what
We
regulations are for.
Fuck regulations. That's what
I agree.
That's what being private. That's what privacy is all about. Not doing business with the District of Columbia. You are a private business. Get a membership system and kick whoever the hell you want out. That's your business. And nobody could come inside your business and tell you what to do. If that happens, you should just close the door because you have lost your balls. Yep. Somewhere along the way, you have lost. Maybe they're in your wife's purse. Maybe they're in the drawer. I have no idea where your balls are, but you need to find them.
You guys, you got to find your balls, man. Straight. Lootz, I got a story. Check this out. I stayed in, I'll be fast. I went to Amsterdam and I was like, I'm going to stay in like Airbnb for like a month and I'm going to stay like out in the neighborhoods. I'm going to like see the life of Amsterdam people. So I'd leave and I had a nice place, had a roof and everything. It was cool. And I'd walk down half a block, I'd hit the, bakery, because, Amsterdam, Europe, I get the bakery, I hit the vegetable spot, I hit the meat spot, and maybe I'll grab a coffee or something on my way out. And I'd go to the first store one time, and I had a bunch of euro, right? And they were like, we don't accept cash at the first place. And I was like, what do you mean? They're like, yeah, there was a robbery nearby, so we don't accept cash anymore. I'm like, okay, whatever. I go to the next spot. They go, yeah, no cash. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, oh, there was a robbery. And I'm like, when was this robbery? And where was it? She couldn't tell me. She's like, I don't know. Okay, next store, same thing, no cash. What's the problem? There was a robbery. I was like, okay, where'd you hear this? Where did this robbery happen? When did it happen? What are we talking about? And everyone's like, I don't know. But they all just went, bitch. Forgive my language, yo. These low tech people are they're a beaten down society. And same in Germany. I lived in Germany for a couple of years. They're a beaten down society. They drink all the time too. That's how they cope. But it's a beaten down society, man. And I was like, wow. In that same town, Amsterdam, I went to an ice cream shop where there were some people, I don't even know where they were from. Somalia, Jordan. Like, I literally don't know. And eventually, because people get comfortable with me, and guy tells me, yeah, we're taking over Amsterdam, bitch. And then his wife looked at him like, yo, you're saying too much. You know what I mean? He's like, oh. And I'm like, okay, I'll see you. So they're beating down that mom and pop you were talking about in a place like Amsterdam, taking out cash, credit only, where you got a whole nother group going, we're taking over this place.
Well, they've already taken over all the businesses. I mean, it's if you are not cash only and you are accepting credit cards, and that means you're doing business with the District of Columbia, and you are no longer a private entity. You are obligated to them once you start accepting credit cards. That if you go to Chinatown or Main Street in Queens, you'll see all the Chinese are really smart. They only accept cash. That's it. They will not accept credit card. They are smarter than us.
And
They're smarter than all you people.
Anyone that's been to a casino, I play all the Asian games, right? And they all just reach in their pocket and pull out fat wads of rolls of cash. That's all. Old grandmothers, young people, and everyone in between. They all have they just whip out 10, 20 grand cash, no problem.
It's called a guinea wad. We call it a guinea wad.
Yeah. I got it. That makes sense.
So the casinos have changed today. Now they're all digital. I don't know if you've been into one lately.
No.
But they're all digital now. Yeah.
Oh, what else? How am I going to come on. How am I going to clean?
That's not even fun.
No, it's not. Like, I went into play one day because I like to hear the cha-ching of the coins and all that stuff. And when they said, oh no, you need to put money in the freaking give these people money, and then they give you a card, and then you insert the card, and then if you win anything, a digital ticket comes out, and you take that ticket over to the cashier and you get your money. So I was like, this is not fun. I left. It wasn't fun at all. I left.
I'm not much of a gambler, but that's kind of like the way the system turned to banking. The banking system turned into all digital money, right? It's happening everywhere. It's like infected into every other system now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been in phases and stuff. And what I absolutely like about what you were talking about, what you were touching on, Lootz, is what I realized as you're giving your testimony and you're talking about everything that you've seen in your past and how it's changed. I've seen the same thing too, especially growing up in Brooklyn. And I think what we all have in common here, which is why Ronin and I have been, we've been friends for 2 years. And I know Dustin through Ronin. We have we're Gen Xers. And I think Gen Xers have a certain particular state of mind. We've always been like the renegades, the rebels, always doing shit against the government. We hated the cops. Well, at least I did in Brooklyn. We didn't like the cops. They were dirty, and any little thing that we could do to find a loophole, we do it, and that's how I've always lived my life. Yes, I got into crypto because I saw something here. There's potential to make a lot of money, right? I learned about privacy afterwards through Ronin and through Dustin, but I did have the sight to see, because I'm very business minded, to see like, wait a minute, this is an opportunity here to freaking get, you know, make some good money, you know. And my advice, because I sometimes I do a little bit of a crypto, you know, show on my own YouTube channel, and what I try to tell people is that, you know, when it comes to crypto, it's all about doing your homework, because that's what I did to get into this, right? Because you have to learn about it. And I don't shame anybody. Like, if you don't want to invest, then invest. So if you want to invest in this one, the other one, it doesn't matter. You know, the thing is that at least you hear and you learn. You know what I'm saying? And the real deal is helping folks, and this is what we try to do. This is what Ronan has tried to do for many, many years. Is help people grasp, you know, that there's a massive shift coming in the financial system, you know, from fiat, fiat cash into digital, you know, and how, you know, and there's this huge wealth transfer that's going to come in. We could take advantage of it, you know. And if anyone has invested in any type of crypto, then congratulations, because you've done more than 95% of the world's population as far as trying to, you know, gain some wealth somehow, or at least some knowledge. Because if you're in the game and you start investing, like I did, I was investing and I started learning, and I was like, okay, then when people that bring value, you know, heavy hitters like Ronin, like Dust, like yourself, Lootz, come on the scene and talk about, okay, now that's blockchain and that's crypto. Now we want to talk about privacy, you know, then people get it, you know, like, okay, yeah, that's right. I can see how the blockchain can trace all of our information. I don't like that shit, you know. So if anyone is under the illusion like, oh, this is, you know, crypto is like, yeah, it's like the next best thing. No, it's going to enslave people. That's what it's meant to do, you know. So when we bring this value as far as privacy and how important it really, really is now, you know, this is what we're trying to convey.
You can
You know,
just see it.
MoonFeather, real fast. And I know Mr. Mystic wants to say something, Lootz. I know he is, we respect you being here. MoonFeather, like Captain Lootz, you know, you go on to YouTube and you just type in crypto and then you get all these top quote unquote influencers. Captain Lootz here has been around for much longer than those people. So we have legends here in there. Everyone, you know, and you got me here. I've delved deep into DeFi more than I could say most, you know. And then you have Mr. Mystic here that has been dropping real knowledge for years and is always on point to the day of his technical analysis and adding the mysticism involved, because he's also an energy worker. So you're dealing with and then our sinks, MoonFeather, the sinks MoonFeather and I share. How can you even keep up with how much the universe is like, you guys are so cool, check this out. You know what I'm saying? And that's not even me being silly. That's me. I'm a child out here. I'm rocking with this experience, and I will never stop trying to make things happen, ever. And I've been wrecked so many times. You don't think Lootz's demonstration of like mom and pop shops getting wrecked? I mean, you get gut punched, but guess what? You're out here. We're scarred out here, but we're so stronger for it. But be careful, because I felt Lootz shares info, and I could tell he's starting to feel like, why even bother? No one wants to listen to this super valuable information.
No, you know? I get it.
I battle that too. I'm like, F this realm, yo. You guys don't respect me out here like that. and you're dealing with some of the realest people, like, and then everyone feels probably lack of appreciation, right, in the value that they bring. And out here, I think all four of us, like, I don't speak for others, but I bet our leaning is, hey, we're literally trying to help the realm, the people of the realm, you know, to go, hey, there's a bit, here's some things happening, you know what I'm saying? So we're trying to look out for y'all.
Yeah,
You know,
that's why it's gonna get to a point where it's just, it's gonna, we just have to look out for our own, for the people in our own inner circle. It's gonna get to that point, but in the meantime, while we can, give whatever information to help people understand, like this whole new digital system, then, we'll do it. You know what I'm saying? And to touch on about businesses and stuff, when I first got, because I don't know if people know, but I've said it multiple times, when I first got my pizza truck, it was for COVID, because they were locking all these businesses down, and I'm like, I'm starting to see what they're requiring. Businesses are closing because they don't want to comply, and I see the way they comply, and I said, F that. I'm not complying crap. So where's the loophole in this? I was like, okay, I had money to invest in a business. And I started seeing that all of the food trucks were doing really, really good while everyone else was getting put out of business. All these mom and pops are closing, So, okay, I didn't have to get jabbed. I didn't have to provide any personal medical information to fill out for a license or whatever the case is. I'll say, okay, Spirit said, now you go down this route, and I did it for a year and it was great. Now what I do is, because if I do city events, they require, oh, you got to pay this, you got to pay that, whatever. And the taxes that you got to pay, forget about it. It's freaking ridiculous. So now what I do is I do private events, like for weddings, birthdays, block parties, stuff like that. You know why? Because they don't require any type of certificates, any type of licensing, any type of fee. If anything, they pay me, and they'll pay me cash. Sometimes I was like, listen, I accept crypto as well. They give me crypto, anything to get people's money, but, legally, but then also through a loophole, and this is the frame of mind that one has to have in order, which we always say, 1 foot out the system and 1 foot in still. We are always going to have loopholes. This is why educating ourselves, doing the homework, always be vigilant on the way they're moving, right? The elites are moving and how we need to move, and we're always saying this in our lives.
Yes, Mr. Mystic, what do you think, my friend? How do we stop the Terminator robots, bro? How do we hack them?
Well, here's the thing, right? So, like, just to kind of touch on what y'all have been talking about, I think it's pretty common, for all four of us here. The message has always been self-empowerment, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's literally all we're trying to do. We can't make anybody do anything, right? It's literally impossible. All we can do is spread awareness. And through that awareness, people are going to have to make their own choice. And it will come down to just that. You're going to have to make a choice.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to choose? Are you going to tuck your tail between your legs and, conform to the new society norms? Or are you going to stand and fight the good fight with all of us? Because I guarantee you, there's a lot of people out there that are not wanting to even fight the good fight because they don't think there's enough people. But guess what, guys? It doesn't take that much.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't take as many people as everybody thinks it does. So actually, it's funny. So there's this guy that I like. He his quote is think cosmically but act locally, right? And that's literally what everybody has to do right now when it comes to all these things, because literally, guys, the clamps are only going to get tighter. The rules, the literally the leashes are going to get shorter. And what are you going to do? What are you actually going to do when they can turn you off? Like when they can literally say, yeah, nope, you're not allowed to buy that bread. Yeah, your coins are no good here. In fact, we're actually launching an investigation on all the coins in your wallet. And yeah, you're not going to be able to spend any of those, and we're going to have to confiscate them because we think that they're linked to a crime. And the reality is the common man today is very ignorant when it comes to blockchain, and they won't know how to track transactions and all that stuff, and they're just going to have no choice but to go along with whatever the man says. Well, fuck the man. Like, come on, guys. Like, what are we going to do here? Are you going to accept that? Like, back to what Lootz said. Where's your balls? You got to find them. Because if you don't, then, you're going to be castrated forever.
Isn't it weird? Like these like talks where I feel like we're just sharing the basics, where it's like, hey, don't you want to be awesome? Like, don't you not want to be like in a cage of a real cage or
Why don't we make this a little more serious? All right, let's bring it down to the most horrible event possible. How are you going to eat when you can't eat the food in the supermarket anymore because it's riddled with garbage, and you can't find any good food? How are you going to eat? How are you going to eat, guys? I want to know how you're going to eat. Where are you going to go to eat? All the bakeries are closed. They're not selling real bread anymore. There's plastic bread at Petmark. What are you going to eat, guys? I mean, it's already happening, but it's going to get worse. When they stop allowing you from getting 2 gallons of milk to limiting you to 1 with your CBDC, what are you going to do?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna say, oh, we need free markets. That's what you're gonna do. You're gonna say, hey, wait a minute, these markets are corrupt. I can't buy anything anymore. My money don't buy anything anymore. Why? Why is that? Because the money is ratting you out. It's the money ratting you out. It's not even people now. It's going to be the money itself ratting you out. Right? So how we going to eat? We need we need farmers again. We need everybody to become a farmer again. We need everybody in the world to grow one crop, just one thing. That's all you got to do is grow one thing, and then start trading with your neighbors. Put a stand in front of your house and sell that one thing to everybody around you. And if everybody did something different, we wouldn't even need supermarkets anymore. Why can't we do that? Who put those rules out there? Tell me who they are. Come to my door. Let's talk. It makes no sense. You're going to keep me safe from what? The fluoride? From what? The aluminum in my deodorant? What are you keeping me safe from? All the chemicals in the soup? Hydrogenated oils? What are you keeping me safe from? Nothing. Even dentists, you put it, they're still putting mercury in people's teeth. Are you kidding me? This is horrific what's going on. This whole system needs to be canceled right away and rebuilt. Whenever you're ready, I'm ready to do that. Because the only way you could do that is with Pirate Chain. That's the only way you could do that. There's no other coin that'll allow you to do that because they can see everything you're doing, right? And the money is not the only variable that you need to look at.
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to transact without people knowing? The coin itself is private, but what platform are you going to use? Are you going to use centralized exchanges? Are you going to keep getting hurt by centralized exchanges? Because 10 years ago, I got into Komodo because they were building a decentralized exchange. What a concept. It's decentralized, which means nobody could stop it. That's trading. That's called trustless trading. You don't have to trust any platform. They're not going to ask for any information. You're doing direct swaps with the person you want to trade with. What
So
so what you need is you need decentralization and you need privacy. So the equation for freedom and free markets, there's an equation for free markets. Privacy plus decentralization. If you just have decentralization and you don't have the privacy, guess what? You're screwing yourself. Because what decentralization does, it's a support vector. It's a support variable. You have to understand. People say, "Oh, Bitcoin's decentralized. It's amazing." No, you have to understand what decentralization does. It creates fault tolerance, right? It creates a situation where that system cannot be taken down. All right, now, if you put decentralization in a place where there's only tyranny, guess what won't be able to be taken down anymore? Guess what you supported? You supported tyranny. And tyranny, we screwed ourselves. We can't take the system down anymore because it's decentralized. So they took Bitcoin from us. Right? Bitcoin was about to be made private. It was an incomplete product when it came out. Right? It was incomplete. Right? Everybody said, "Oh, it's amazing." It's not done yet, guys. Where are you running to? Where are you going? Hal Finney said it best. Go look at that Hal Finney paper. He says, "Be careful. If it's not private, they're going to rape you." Basically, that's what he said. But nobody cares about the privacy aspects anymore. And what they're doing to themselves is they're hurting themselves. They're decentralizing tyranny. What's that going to do for us? That's going to hurt us really bad. We're supporting the tyranny, right? But when you support privacy, because everybody should have a right to privacy, I believe that's written somewhere. When you decentralize privacy, you're making a future for your kids that's private, where nobody could hurt them, where nobody could constantly badger them and try to steal their money. You're creating a better world when you have gold instead of fiat, because of the fungibility factor. Right? You cannot have a private economy. There will be no more privacy in the economy. Think about that. There's absolutely no more privacy. That's why New York City is dead, because there's no more cash underneath the table deals. New York City was built on cash under the table deals. I used to pay my workers in cash, under the table. You want to work an extra few hours? Yeah, I'll give it to you. There you go. These days, that don't happen. Oh, you have to write down every hour that they work, and you have to put this over here, and you have to write that on your taxes, and blah, blah, blah. No, man. Guess what? I'm not doing all that. Right? If you want me to do that, you better pay me. Right? I'm not spending my time writing receipts for some stranger I never even met before. Right? So how are you going to eat? Right? We need free markets. The only way to get free markets is pirate chain and decentralization, which is Komodo at the moment. Komodo provides the only DEX that has atomic swaps, which is a direct swap, trustless, direct between me and you, and nobody could stop it.
To some of the cats that are not aware out there, there's a lot of privacy coins that have been getting compromised, and really the only one left standing is Pirate Chain. And this is not
that's because you didn't listen to me. Because you didn't listen to me when I came out a few years ago and told you.
Yeah.
I told you that it was going to be the best. I told you that all the other ones were going to go down. All I had to do was sit here and wait.
Yeah, so this is like, when it comes to, like, if you just want to think about it like a commodity, the supply and the demand for real privacy ways of doing transaction between one business and another, one person and another, whatever it may be, with no one in the middle, no permission, no censorship. I do what I want. I don't want to cuss, but I do. But you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'll do what I want. I'm doing business with who I want. And guess what? You can't stop me, dog. Why? Because I'm using Pirate Chain. We're using Pirate Chain. Y'all are boring. We've moved on. And the Pirate Chain is the only thing that I see left. You know what I'm saying?
And no one's telling you not to pay your taxes. You could still pay your taxes with Pirate Chain, right? The difference is that they have to ask you for it now. All right? They can't just take it from your paycheck. They just can't take it without you even knowing it was even taken. Right? I know you feel it when you get your paycheck if you work for a corporation. You definitely see it on your paycheck. A third of your paycheck just fucking disappears out of nowhere.
Oh
right?
yeah. Oh yeah. That's some mafia shit. The mafia got me. I gotta pay that extortion tax. Yo.
Right, but you know what? No one's stopping you from paying that. All right. At the moment, it's forced because they take it before you even get the damn money. And
Right.
so it's not a willing it's not a deal anymore. You know, it's not a good deal. You know, have the government send somebody to my door so we can make a good deal, a better deal. How about that? You know, but you know, it's not going to stop, guys, until you guys wake up and start realizing that until you have the better money, a better money, one that can't be printed willy-nilly, one that's not controlled by all kinds of corporations out there, until the money changes, nothing will change. That's my personal belief. That's the only way I believe this world is going to change is unless you change the money, nothing is going to ever change. Right? And changing it to transparent coins, you're doing nothing. You're replacing fiat with fiat. That's what you're doing. Unless it has fungibility like Monero and Pirate, don't bother. Don't even touch it. You're not doing anything. You're not accomplishing anything.
Yeah, and don't get it twisted that their systems are meant to fall apart later. It's just that's how they operate and acquire real assets, you know. So the fiat usury game here, at least in the United States, these central banks, right? They've done this to destroy it, and you know, and that's their move. They've been doing it, and it works every single time. It seems to be working now, you know. So that's that's their game, and it's working. You know what I'm saying? So what can you do?
We need to grab our balls and stop having them tell us what to use. Right? You don't tell me what my money is. I'll tell you what my money is. How does that sound? All right. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to pay you with. You're not going to tell me. How does that sound?
Yup. Flip the script on them, y'all. We have such alternative thinking here on the Ronin experience. Like we are not powerless here. It's like, oh, you gotta beware paying that extortion to them people. It's like they should probably be, you know, you should flip it on. They should probably be intimidated. Like if they ask too much and push too hard, their whole little thing might come down because we decide they're no longer required in this relationship. I'm going to reevaluate this relationship. Peace. You know what I mean? And know how powerful you are. That's what Mystic was saying earlier. Like knowing how powerful you are. That includes finances, right? I know it's like I don't want to think about it. I'll just get my paycheck and do all the things. Finances is the biggest way to control a populace. And most of us at this point were born into this. You know, we were born into like a bank, you know, like cash and stuff. Like, so we didn't know any better.
Yo, I was born into watching my father having fat stacks of cash on the table. That's what I was born with.
Dude, my older brother told me, and he's just a couple years older than me. He was in the Navy, and they didn't have bank. They gave all the sailors like just cash. Like here's $600 cash. See you later.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have literal bank accounts did not even exist until the 90s. They didn't exist in the 80s. At least not open to like regular people. I mean, the military in the early 90s was still paying their sailors cash.
Yeah, well, they conned people. You know, they we'll keep your money safe and secure.
Yeah.
You know? No, don't worry. You know, our banks never get robbed.
Yeah.
We'll only take so many fees from you, you know, and then 20, 30 years later, you can't even drive to the bank. It's not even worth it anymore to leave your money in the bank. What interest are you getting that's worth more than the gas that you're driving to the bank with? I mean, you don't even make the money that you're losing in gas by leaving your money in the bank. There's no point in leaving your money in the bank.
Yeah, so I don't even want to use them. I had the bare minimum in the so-called banks. They are not doing me any favors, so I'm not doing them any favors. So why would I use
I better see 10%. I better see 10%. If I don't see 10%, I don't need you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, the bank itself is a vulnerability. You think that bank teller ain't looking in your account?
Bro, I
You
don't
think
trust my cousin to hold money for me like that.
Mhm. They
You
do.
if I'm like, hey, I got 40 grand, you think I'm you? I don't even know a family member that I would just be like, can you hold this 60 grand for me?
Yo, if a bank teller sees a person with a lot of money, you know, and they got some friends, you know, like we got in Brooklyn, you know, you should tell the right people, you know, that it's gone, man. They're gonna be at your door saying, "Yo, clean out your bank account and send it over to me. I know what you got because my friend told me. He's the teller." Yeah,
And it could be
you can.
Bitcoin too.
The more eyes on your money, the worse it is. Your money needs to be 100% sealed, private, and only you know what's in there. And that's the whole reason why we need privacy. That's where private
You
that's where
can
it's coming
win.
from.
You can starve your opponent
I
just
don't
by
trust
not
anybody.
utilizing their services. In our
You want to hear
financial,
something? I'm
no,
sorry, go ahead. Right.
no, that's it. That's good.
You want to hear something really crazy? This was the last time that I used the bank account, which was last year. So I go in, I think I had to like get a new card, I had to get a letter, something that had to do with some licensing, whatever, for the truck. So the guy goes in because they ask you your information. This jerk says, what are you planning on doing with your money? And he reads off the amount of freaking money that I have in my savings because he kind of eyeballed it. He's like, because he's trying to sell me like, you know, some type of freaking account or whatever the hell, you know, money market shit, this and that. And I said, and I looked at him like this, and I'm like, do you usually do that? He's like, do what? I said, when anybody comes in and they ask you for something, you got to look up their information. That's what you do. You read off the amount of money that they have in their savings or in their checking just because you see a particular amount. I said, do you know how horrible that feels? You know, that's an invasion. I understand you're looking in my stuff, but you could at least play it off. Oh, forget it. I let him have it. You know, I made arrangements like for the next month. I took out my money. I said, that's it. I'm not using a bank. If I use a bank, it's because somebody, you know, paid with a credit card and boom, it has to go in there, whatever the case is. But I don't use a bank anymore.
Yeah,
That's it.
we don't need them. You know what? I don't need a bank. Later, dorks. Y'all services are no longer required.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine that. I use the bank as such minuscule as I can, like the bare minimum. You know what I mean? And I don't like them. I don't need them. They are replaceable. And then after that, the power's gone so much from them without even any active combat involved. You know what I'm saying? Like, just starve them out and be like, I don't need y'all, yo. I'm doing transactions because you guys suck. So I only
Mm-hmm.
do business with cool people. And you guys are definitely not cool. So I'm not doing business with you. I don't owe you any money. In fact, get out of my way if you want to get real. I'll make my own gas. That way I don't need to pay the gas tax for every gallon, state and federal gas tax. Right now I do. But you push me too hard, I'll just start making my own fuel. And there's so many ways. And then you're gonna have that's what the whole ATF is for, the alcohol, tobacco, to so people can stop making their own fuel for their vehicles. It's not for
Yeah.
the booze. That's what they show you. It's to all I need is my neighbor to grow some corn, another neighbor to grow something else. Y'all drop it off every week. I make us all a few gallons of my fuel and we're good for the week. And rinse and repeat. They don't like that. But also, I mean, dude, I'll think about stuff like if I get enough gains this run, you don't think I'm going to try and get my own mayor in the town that I live in and sponsor my own,
Not if, when.
someone that could talk and you know what I mean? That is going to be the mayor because why? Because I have the resources to make that happen. You don't think that?
Let's claim Brooklyn as a country, bro. Let's make Brooklyn its own country. You know, we got our own rules over here.
Yes, I'm down for that.
Hey, Lootz, question for you. Do you want to hit on the mesh network that will be coming to Pirate eventually?
Oh well, we don't. You know, I hope it does. There's no guarantees that'll happen.
Right.
I do hope it will, though. Are you talking about Reticulum?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So my background is corporate IT. Okay, I come from a very corporate IT world. I used to work for big pharmacy, big pharma, the top Fortune 30, I guess they say, blah blah. Uh, and also I also worked in Verizon, ISPs, internet service providers. Right, I worked in the NOC at Verizon. I worked at a lot of ISPs. Right, so knowing what I know, now I'm going to tell you what I know. Right, the IP address scheme is all a scam. Right, the reason why the internet is not free today is because they want you to pay for it. They want to keep you a slave, right? Because there is technology out there that will allow us to communicate with each other for free, as long as we all hold a similar device with the same technology. We could be free, and we could have communication, long distance communication for free. We don't have to pay any of these companies anymore, but they won't let you have that. But it does exist, right? And what we need is a new internet, right? We need an internet that is not heavily lobbied, okay? Because it's very political. The internet right now is very political. That's why it's controlled. That's why it's censored, right? It's called the IXP, right? It all starts at the IXP, Internet Exchange something or another, right? And those are the most heavily lobbied in the internet world. And then the IXP creates these addresses, and then they give it to the ISP, Verizon, AT&T, right? They lobby to get those addresses. They get the privilege to be a monopoly, right? That's what they get. And then they get to sell it to you for absorbent amounts, whatever the hell they feel like charging you, because there's nobody else in the neighborhood offering that same service. Maybe one other one, but they're controlled as well. They're on the same page. There's no competition, right? So, and then from there, you know, the whole tracking and tracing part of it is in line with that as well. Because your IP address, you know, the root of it goes down to your ISP. Your ISP can see everything you're doing through your modem. Everything. Okay, don't think you're private or not. Unless you're using a VPN, a DVPN, a VPN, and Tor at the same, and even that still is not 100% fault resistant. So so there's a new technology that came out, and it's called Reticulum, and it works over many protocols. It could use IP addresses. It could use LoRa technology. You can transmit over Bluetooth. It works on ham radio, right? It works in tandem. So if you send a message from the ham radio over, and you know that node just so happens to be connected to an IP address, everybody on the IP address side of things will also get the message, right? So the way it works is it's if you know anything about topologies, network topologies, you know, you got your star, your mesh, right? Now look up network topologies, right? And then you got your token ring, right? A really old school. Now then there was mesh, and then there was mesh. That should be a movie, right? And then the mesh networks, they were never really perfect. Like it was hard to really create a true mesh network. It's always been that really difficult. But now we have Reticulum, right? And Reticulum using LoRa, a technology called LoRa. It's like Wi-Fi, but it's a low range. But if you get enough people in an area using it, and the more people that use it, the stronger it will get, right? And then the more fault tolerant it will be. Right? So it's like a spider web. I want you guys to envision a spider web, right? And every spot on that spider web, every corner, every cross, right, is a node, right? So what happens is if one node goes down, it will just take the next fastest route to where it's got to go, right? Where the problem in the internet today is that it's linear, right? If a server goes down, everything connected to that server goes down with it. That's not a cool way to work. I mean, I'll never be able to get to the website if one of the segments or the hops before it goes down. The whole thing breaks. The whole segment, the whole my destination, I can't get there anymore. It's gone. But that can never happen on this new internet, this reticulum internet, because with the true mesh, there's always a way to get to the destination on the network. And that's what makes it fault tolerant, right? So envision all of Brooklyn having these devices, and they can all talk freely, and they can message each other freely without having ever to pay anything but the device that you built yourself or you bought from someone. And now imagine a bomb comes down and blows up a whole block. Only that block will be out of service. Every single device that is still working, that's not broken around that one block, will still have communication. And in an emergency response where you need to get, someone needs to say, yo, something just happened. Wouldn't you want something that will not go down because the telephone pole went down, or because there was a fire or there was an earthquake?
On that same topic, in Atlanta, all the carriers around the entire city of Atlanta, they all meet at the same place. It's like right outside. It's on 18. It's at AT&T. It's like Northwest, right there, right where the Brave Stadium plays. And whether it's Verizon or whoever, they all.
Is that near Kings Plaza?
Say that again.
Is that near Kings Plaza?
Probably. I don't know. Not sure, but it's in that area. Probably. I'm not sure where that is.
Between Avenue U and Avenue T?
I literally don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I can look it up on Google. But
I'm messing with you.
But my point is, I missed it.
I was gonna say he's messing with you.
It went right over my head, dude.
Dude, I've been out of Brooklyn like 3 times in my life.
For real.
I don't get out much.
Oh man.
So go ahead, tell me about it.
Oh no, just those. If you want diverse circuits, this is how I found out, and they all meet. All the carriers in Atlanta meet at the same, basically the same rack, the same card, like the same row of where all the cards meet. So it's like you're all going to the same node no matter what. So there's a single point of failure right there for a major, like city or whatever. And that's everywhere. Dude, I remember the internet went down. There was like a big old tornado in like St. Louis years ago. And they were like, your cross country communications is effed up. It's got to go through North Dakota, which is like 100 meg circuit for everyone. It's like, okay, this shit's fragile, folks, is the reason for all that.
Intentionally fragile.
Yeah.
It's intentional that it's fragile. They gotta keep up with the service and the maintenance. They make more money that way, right? It's the same reason why they don't give you, gold and silver teeth anymore, so you can keep going in for broken porcelain teeth,
Oh, they got to charge you, man.
it's the reason why you don't got tires that never, because they do got that technology where you never got to replace your tire, but they're never going to give that to you because they need you to replace your tires. They got to make money, bro. You will never be free.
Yo, they suck, dude. They suck.
Right, so the best part about Reticulum, okay, besides the fact that it's an internet that cannot be broken, and it runs on the people using it, right? That's the most important part, I think, is that the people using it are responsible for it working. Not Verizon, not nodes in the street or telephone poles, right? Where the more people that get on a Verizon network, that means Verizon has to upgrade all its equipment. It needs bigger equipment. It needs bigger routers. It needs more wires, right? But with Reticulum, you don't need more equipment. You need more people using it. That's it. It works on people. And if everybody started using it, we wouldn't need Verizon anymore. Right? Actually, that wasn't the best part. This is the best part. The best part is it has a five rotational encryption. So there's 5 different encryptions, and it rotates through each one of them. So you could kiss my butt because you're never gonna find anything, right? You could use the internet and never have to worry about anybody looking at your stuff anymore. It's privacy by default, but for internet. You know the way pirate is private by default for money? Well, guess what? Reticulum is private by default for internet. And guess what those scumbags are doing right now? Guess what they're doing? Ripple Labs is actually forking the damn thing and removing the cryptography. They're removing the actual thing that protects you when using it. They don't want you to have privacy by default, guys. They don't want you to have it. And if you don't grab it while it's still here and available in open source, I mean, the future is shot, man. I'm just going to cut my balls off right now so I have no more kids. Because I don't want them living in a world where they can't be free.
And low key, they have been trying to hijack the frequency that ARRR runs on. They've been trying to hijack it with some other goofiness because it runs on like a radio frequency, like a frequency.
Lootz, what's the name?
It's called Reticulum. Reticulum.network, I think, is the website. Another one is unsigned.io, and it'll tell you about the hardware. It shows you how to make one if you want to make one yourself. And the more people that have this, the more we could connect to each other, right? And then at some point, I have a plan where we could put these devices inside cars, right? And then I worked for I work like. Have you guys ever seen the movie The Pretender? I want you to watch it. It's an old series. It's called The Pretender.
It sounds familiar.
So I've worked for so many places, but I do it not because I want to work there and make money. I always worked in these places because I just wanted to learn how it worked. And I would spy on them as well. I would work for all other bakeries, so I know what my father was up against. Right? I worked in Pathmark bakeries. I worked in kosher bakeries. I actually saw that Jewish guy not pay the rabbi and then tell everybody that everything was kosher.
Wow.
He's screwing his own people. So,
wow.
Dude, I in Pathmark, in Pathmark, there's a 300-pound lady that would take the labels that were expired off and put ones that said that it wasn't expired. And I look at her like, you can't do that. That has milk in it. Like my father would yell at me if I did some shit like that. You can people get sick. That you're gonna make people sick. She didn't give a shit as long as she sold the cakes. She didn't care.
Oh my God.
And then she put me on the overnight shift to shut me up. And so I've gone out there and I've worked for all these companies for different reasons, right? And unfortunately, what I've seen out there is really bad. I've worked for, I told you, I worked for ISPs. I worked for big pharma. The shit I know, like, they should be scared of me.
They put taps on the network at the
Oh,
big.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
But remember, nothing. So we need to take our balls into our own hands, right? And we need to work with it, right? We can't let them cup our balls for us, right? We need to go out there and make shit happen ourselves. Nobody's gonna make it happen, guys, right? And we need to learn how to build these reticulum devices. If you're good at it, you got a new job. Guess what? You're gonna be selling these devices. You got a new job, right? Start selling them to people. You know, imagine in an apartment complex in Brooklyn or New York. Imagine an apartment complex that has free communication amongst all apartment buildings. I could contact anybody in the building just with this one device, and I don't need to pay any ISP anymore, any service provider. Wouldn't that be nice? I think I could sell that to everybody. I think if I go to one building manager at a time, I could sell it to every one of them. And that's what they're scared of, and that's why they're stopping it. That's why they don't want you to have this, right? Reticulum works on a over here. Reticulum works on a 915 frequency bandwidth. Guess what they're already doing? They're saying that they're gonna take it out of the public, because at the moment it's public, it's free, you can use it right now. It works. Guess what? They're making laws to remove it, because they already see what's happening. I see what they're doing before they even know what they're doing. So they're about to stop our progress by not allowing us to use that 915 bandwidth that Reticulum works in anymore. And then when you use it, you're gonna say, "Oh, you're breaking the law," right? That's what they're gonna say. But now it's free. At the moment, it's public, and there's nothing illegal about it. So I suggest everybody look into it and start learning how to communicate with your neighbors for free. And then the best part about it is the more people you're close to that have one, the bigger it gets. And at some point, if everybody in the world has a device like this, that's it. We don't need any service providers. It's a pure mesh, like a spider web. We all connect to each other. We all connect to the next closest person. And at some point, if crypto worked on something like this, guess what? We're good to go, guys. Freedom is, we got it. We got this. It's over, right? They cannot take it away from us anymore, because you cannot force everybody to hand in their devices, just like you can't force everybody to hand in their guns, right? It's the same thing, right? Now you're going to use that device like your gun. That's your freedom of speech.
I see what you're talking about here. You just had mentioned sideband, right?
Sideband is an app you could use. You try using Liam Cottle's Mesh Chat. That's the name of the app. That's like the most recent one, and it actually installs the Reticulum core and the UI for you. So it makes it easy for you to understand it and use it. And guess what? It's got voice. You could actually make phone calls on the damn thing. It's not just for messaging.
Right.
And when the internet first started, I was one of the first people to test voice over IP in Cablevision, right? Voice over IP was new. Before, when they had plain old telephone lines, remember, with the lines in the street, right? That doesn't exist. That barely exists anymore. There's almost no more, right? Because voice over IP took over. But when voice over IP came out, it was just like Reticulum. It sucked. But the way it got better is because we started using it. And unless we all start using it, we're not going to come up with ways to make it better, because we're not using it. Make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and Reticulum is just a way for us to get our freedom back of internet, some type of autonomy, right? Where we don't have to. We could communicate. I could talk to you at night, right? You could say all kinds of dirty things to me, and I know nobody's listening on that call. I could feel good that nobody in the world could possibly be listening in on that call, right? Isn't that what we all want?
Yeah, free to write, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got to grab that. You got to grab it now. And you know what? If reticulum goes under, there's really I don't see anything left. I don't see any alternatives. So you better get on it.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna look a little more into it. Um, even though I'm not like the most tech savvy. Hey, listen, like you said, if I can figure out how to build these things somehow, that'd be a game changer in itself.
Yo, my wife thinks that she's being all secretive, man. And she doesn't understand that Google pops up all over the goddamn place. I find
Mhm.
information everywhere.
Yeah.
You guys, you don't understand what's going on. You're hurting yourselves. I don't know how many more ways I could explain it to people. I've been saying it for 10 years. You guys need to wake up. Okay. There's privacy tools out there, and they're open source. If you're not using open source, you're using somebody's proprietary code, and proprietary code is people who want to get paid all the time, right? They're not gonna, and there could be back, you know, there could be vulnerabilities on it, back doors, right? That's what I meant to say, back doors, and
Mhm.
you would never know. And they won't tell you, and they could put it there, and it's legal for them to put it there, as is happening right now on all your phones. I don't use a phone. I don't even got one. I stopped using phones, guys. I'm done. I'm not sitting there playing VPN games. I'm not. You know what? There was a time I didn't have a phone. We're back to that time. I got no phone. How do we contact you? Email me.
You don't have a flip phone?
Nope. I got Jack. I don't use phones.
That's awesome.
Why use phones, man? You got Telegram. You got all these applications all over the place that are even faster than phones.
Bro, I got 3 of them, all for different purposes.
Why are you still using email? I mean, you can send a document and a message in Telegram and give people better support for your business than you can using email, right? And on top of it, they feel special. They're like, oh wow, I got a direct line to this guy, right? I just send them to my message. Here's my insurance documents or whatever the hell the guy's doing for you, and boom, instant. It's like that, 2 seconds. You don't even have to wait for a reply. Nothing, no spam, nothing. Why even use email anymore? Why are we all retarded? Can somebody explain to me why we're all retarded?
I think
How would I share my cat videos with y'all?
I think men have lost the craft of writing. I think that's what it is. Like, you really need to put thought into writing, so I think that's why, they really it's convenient. Phones are convenient, and text messaging is like, hey, what's up? What you doing? Da 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 da. So you have to get back to like old school, like really writing on the email and sharing feelings and stuff like that. So I think that's why it hasn't caught on.
I don't know. That sounds a little feminine to me.
But that's my opinion.
I'm
That,
still
that makes sense.
I'm still in the 6th grade folding up notes to chicks and folding them and sliding them
So
across.
listen, so if Ronin or Mr.
You
Mystic
like
wants
me?
to get in touch with a chick, then how they gonna do it? They gotta do it through email, right? No?
No, you show up at their door, man. Old school. Old school. You
Oh,
knock on the
but that's
door.
what I'm talking about. That's a lost craft. That's a lost craft. Come on now.
Remember that whole nervousness of walking up to a chick's door? And then the father is like right there, like, what are your intentions with my daughter? Like,
No,
I don't
we in
know.
trouble. Us women, if it comes down to that, we in trouble. We ain't never gonna see men again.
Yeah, because these kids these days can't handle it. They can't. I've seen them. They can't even talk. I
Yeah,
I
that's
and
right.
and you know what? I offer lessons. I offer lessons. You
To
know,
talk?
I told all of my nephews. I was like, listen. I was like, you want to learn how to talk to girls? I'm going to do it in one night. All right, show you one night how to get this done. Right? You go to every single goddamn chick you see and you just make a move. Whatever the first thing that pops in your head, you go and you say it.
Oh Lord,
That's
what
it.
comes out of their mouths? I don't
Yo,
want to know.
it's a numbers game. I promise you by the end of the night, he's bringing one home. But these days, their heads are so into the phone and into the computers and text messaging, right? Like they don't. I don't think they know face to face anymore. They don't.
No,
They
they
don't know
don't.
body language. Like it's a gone. It's a lost art. It's gone.
Yeah. But it's done like, but do you see how it's done like that on purpose, right?
Yeah, they don't want us talking to each other. This is just part of the plan.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Exactly.
if
That
we all
human
get together,
connection.
they're in trouble.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
100%. Yeah. The human connection broken once again. And that's exactly why this is the final frontier. The money, the privacy, financial literacy is the final frontier. So if y'all don't get it right now, that's it. That's
It's a
it.
Yo,
wrap.
if you want to find me, I'm chilling on the stoop in the front of my house with an old English.
They still sell OE. They still sell OE.
I think so. I don't know. I mean, that's what I used to do. But that's how we used to find each other, right? Oh, he's on his stoop. Let's go hang
On the
out.
stoop. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Wow.
Well, how do they do it now? I don't even know how they do it now. How do they do it now? Like, you want to meet up in a chat room?
Oh my gosh.
How does that happen now? I don't know. I'm not. I'm. Is there a young person here that can tell us how it works these days?
Yeah, it's all chat rooms. Mm-hmm. It's all chat rooms. Chat rooms and not that I'm not in them, but my kids have friends and stuff like that, my older children as well. But yeah, it's chat rooms and what do you call it? Discord, things like that.
Yo, after the club, I'm gonna take you back to my chat room, baby. Like, is that how it goes down? Like after the club, yo, I'm gonna take you back to my chat room.
No, they don't even go to the club. They listen to music. It's like a music party online.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So crazy.
Yo, I mean,
Wow.
I don't know I don't know what happened I don't know what happened, man. So you know what happened? They tricked our parents, right? They tricked the parents. That's what happened. They tricked the parents into thinking that everything that they were selling them was good for them, right?
Right.
Go to public school. They're gonna teach you the right thing. Oh, you gotta follow these rules, son. Oh, you need to get a job, son. No, you don't own your own business. God forbid. Don't do that. Go work for a company where they'll give you some insurance and you'll be a slave for the rest of your goddamn life, right?
Right.
They
Yeah.
opening up your own business was not encouraged anymore. It stopped somewhere along the way, where every one of my uncles had a business. All of
Oh
them,
my God.
everybody that came from Italy came here and opened up a business in my family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's
Yo,
that's exactly right. That's exactly right.
yo,
You know,
Mr. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
I was gonna say, Mr. Mystic, yo, the quick dating scene. If I could just run it back real fast, the dating scene in Florida. This chick's all everywhere. Well, if I rap to one like, "Hey, what's up, man?"
Yeah, but that dating scene over there is not so.
And I give her I say, "Give me your phone number," and I'll just be like, "All right, I'll text you in a bit," and then we figure it out. I mean, what's that like, Mr. Mystic? Or is it just you gotta? But then I don't want to play the numbers game. I don't have that type of energy. I'm like, I say, "What's up?" to one chick, and then if it works out, great. If not, that's it for me for the day.
Yeah, man, it's really odd. Like people, I don't know. I really don't know. People are strange these days. So like I'm not really like I don't really I guess I don't know. I don't really like the bars and stuff like that. I don't do all that stuff. So like um they I'm sure that's probably like the local, like, you know, the local spot. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's not. I really don't know, man. Like, there, you know, people are so awkward. I'm noticing people are getting more awkward when it comes to human connection, and that in itself is extremely concerning. Um, and that's why, like, for me, like, you know, I think, and you know, here really soon, like, people should really start this now, um, trying to literally build communities, because if not, like, listen, guys, with AI and everything taking over, here in just a few short years, people are not going to be able to recognize real from fake unless you actually have that real human connection.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be another future issue in itself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm noticing? It's a confidence issue with all these kids. They got confidence problems, right? Like back in the day, we used to try to prove to each other who was the man, right? It's like the opposite these days. Which kid is proving to each other which one is a bigger pussy than the other? That's what's going on these days. They got confidence problems. They're too shy. Like, you're not supposed to be shy. You're the guy. You're the man. Get in there. Get in there. Attack. Those are the
Right.
gazelles, and you're the lion. You know, the
Yeah,
lion
no,
attacks the gazelle.
yeah, no, all of that is gone. All of that is gone.
She wants to be attacked. But they don't get that. These kids don't get that. They're so shy. They're so
Ronin
like
is taking notes. She wants to be attacked. Got it.
just straight up, yo. I swear, yo. If you walk into a bar, bro, go walk into a bar tonight. Just look at a chick and say, "Listen, you want to go back to my place and make babies?" Yo, it's gonna work. I swear to God, it works almost all the time.
Oh,
Hey,
our kids would be so fine. Let's go. By the way, I pay my child support, and my credit score is decent. You know, and I don't have to always be truthful. You know what I mean?
Well, I think if we get these kids back in a world where they're all actually talking to each other, like we all hang out at the park, right? Or we go to Fort Totten, right? Or wherever. Like if we get them all together and hanging out together again, and they gotta relearn everything that they were supposed to learn. They have to finally learn that, right? How to
mm-hmm.
communicate. Like I don't know. I have a special talent. I could tell when people are lying. I could feel a vibe off of them that's either negative or positive, and I know to stay away, and I know not to, unless they're literally like psychotic, where they believe what they're saying, which throws me off.
It
That's when
happens
they
a lot. Yep.
yeah
Mm-hmm.
that tricks me up all the time, and they fool me. But that's the only time you're gonna fool me is when you're actually got a condition. But when people are actually not being straightforward, I could feel it. I could feel it in my soul when they're talking to me, right?
Beware of mimics. Beware of mimics.
And they're out there, man, and it's the reason why I don't go to doctors anymore, right? I know they're lying to me. I can see it in their face. I can see that there's something wrong, right, in this guy's face, and I can't put my finger on it, but he's gonna make a lot of money. I could see it in his eyes, right? So it's look, and that's why I don't trust. I can't trust until I actually like could feel it with that person, right? And you
Mm-hmm.
can't. And if you're not gonna feel it through a freaking chat room, you're not gonna feel that feeling like, oh, this guy is cool. He seems to know what the deal is. He's not lying. He doesn't. I'm not getting that lying vibe. That red vibe. I'm getting maybe a more white yellow type vibe from this person. He's more kicked back. But they don't learn the vibes. They don't even know what it looks like. They're gonna get conned by everybody. They should not go to Brooklyn and mess with like older people like us, because they're all gonna get raped.
Mm.
They don't know how to communicate. So what's the problem? The problem is our educational system. The problem is that parents are not engaging, allowing kids to go out freely because they're so scared. They're so scared that something's gonna happen to their kids. Like My father was like, yo, come back whenever the hell you want. Sometimes I never even came home. I was a kid. That would never go down these days.
Hose water.
That would never go down these days. So going back, if these kids don't learn crypto and don't learn that privacy coins are
Mm-hmm.
are gonna be their only way out, right? Look, I'm already half dead, right? I'm already half in the grave, right? These kids, they got a whole lifetime to live, and they're not gonna make it if they're not. They're gonna be in.
Yeah.
They're gonna be paying even more money than we are now for everything. Can you imagine that? That's sick.
Yo, my daughter has had a Pirate Chain wallet address for years now.
Nice.
I send her money through that. A little bit here and there. She knows how to use it. She's 14 now. You know what I'm saying? And
Nice.
her computer's a Linux, and I'm raising probably a future superhero of the realm that just rights all the wrongs in all kinds of ways, you know. So, but that digital style, yeah. I mean, you could start them young, easy, and it's way cooler. Like I would be dealing with I'd figure it out, and then there's ways to turn that into fiat. You know, if you want to put gas in your car, there are ways, but you're in control the whole time.
If you got kids, you better start training them to be warriors right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, same here. I got my little guy, which not so little anymore, but yeah, he'll be 15 the September, so that yeah, he's got a Pirate Chain
15,
wallet.
bro.
Yeah,
15.
15.
You kick him out the house. It's over at 15. Yo, I want a return on investment. You better start paying some goddamn rent.
I'm
Yeah, but no, he
I'm about
actually
to
is.
send my 15-year-old to a freaking monk monastery out in Japan so he could learn all that crazy crafts and stuff.
No joke though. You better be making them into warriors right now. Meaning they better know their math, they better know their science, and they better know how to fight. Those
Oh,
are the
my
three
daughter,
main
dude,
things.
my daughter's 1 week away. I'm still gonna send her to like a Tibetan monk for I'll be like, see you in a decade. Learn all the avatar skills now. Real close to doing that, and then come back. She's a warrior, and then she's a digital warrior, and yeah, real close. But I think martial arts, digital stuff, they're on the internet anyway. And you know, Lootz, one of the insulting things I've had years ago from the young bucks in my life, right? My nephews and stuff. And young people like that, like they'll be like, you don't even know how to use Snapchat or something. I'll be like, dude, I could build Snapchat if I wanted to. I could build an app. I know how the app side works. Do you? You know, and so
He goes, I might not know how to use Snapchat, but my daughter knows how to snap your neck.
you know, anyway, I know how it works under the hood is what I'm saying. But let me introduce someone to the stage real quick, Lootz. He's one of the homies. Chris Miner, what's going on, man? I'm starting to lose my voice, man.
What's up? Sorry I'm late. Just got done with that other show and had to clean up a little bit and figured I'd stop in. But
did you catch anything?
Don't stop on my behalf though. I'm trying to catch up with everything now. So
well, I'll give you some of the we're trying to figure out how to defeat T1000 Terminator later. I just need to know where the USB port is.
Okay.
And I can get can we upload the firmware and turn the Terminator robot to our side? And then so we're basically trying to figure out how to defeat D-Day or whatever, Doomsday.
Awesome.
We've got some good options so far, Chris. I think you'd be impressed.
Yeah, I don't want to make you guys run through them again, but I've definitely missed them.
Does that
nice to meet you guys.
Do you know what what Lootz is about? Like as far as like where he's kind of
you started telling me about a little bit in the Telegram, but I'd love to learn more.
He's a Pirate Chain legend and a crypto legend and a veteran of life in general.
Yeah, I'm just the garbage man, bro. Garbage man from Brooklyn.
That's hey man, that's cool with me. Are you from New York?
Yes, sir.
I'm from Jersey, so much love to you, brother.
Yeah. Brooklyn, Queens is my home.
Yeah, my grandfather's from Brooklyn, so
Nice. Nice. See, small world.
Oh,
yeah.
we got three Brooklynites here. Well, two actually.
I'm surprised it hasn't gotten censored yet.
Seriously.
So what's up, yo? What do you do?
Oh man, sorry, I'm a little frazzled right now. I just got done doing another show on my channel, but mostly freelance videography and editing is my main job. I'm a musician though and stuff like that too, so I like working
Are
on
you,
the creative side of things.
are you upset that AI is like taking all your work away?
No, no, I'm good. I'm fine. It hasn't affected me at all.
Not yet.
Not yet. Not yet. I don't. I mean, luckily I do enough things where it probably won't affect me too much. It's going to be affecting the people who can't do multiple jobs.
They can't replace you. They can't replace you now, Chris. You're irreplaceable, AI or not.
Thank you, Ronin. I appreciate it, brother.
So,
Be
That's
careful.
very
so
sweet.
where do you post your stuff? That where do you post it where you know it's not going to be taken down?
Oh, like show wise and stuff. You're saying? I just started doing shows on YouTube over the past couple of years, and even on my channel, maybe even less than that. Probably this last year on my own channel. So nothing's been taken down, probably just because it's been in the last year. If it was before that, I'm sure a bunch of the conversations we've had would have been already.
Mm.
The stuff I film is mostly just for other people, so that's going on their social media and whatnot.
Well, there is a small project with a unique technology that does not allow censorship. It's called Cordal. Now the token is nothing to look at. It's not. It's probably not going to be worth anything. But the technology, you could upload your videos there, and nobody could ever take it down ever. It's
It's called
impossible.
Portal.
It's like
With a
it's like
Q.
Portal, but with a Q. Yeah, it's the
Okay,
P
okay.
turned around.
Yo, Lootz, I haven't been able to figure out how to make that site work for me, but I've only spent 5 minutes at a time, and I moved on.
Oh, on Cordal, it only accepts HTML code. You got to build like old school websites, right from the static websites. That's all it takes
Oh, awesome!
at the
I'll definitely
moment.
check this out.
It's got
Oh,
its
it's a
own
real thing,
DNS.
sir. It's
Yeah.
been around for a while too.
Nice. Yeah, no, this
I
is
mean,
cool.
I'm not a big fan of the coin that it uses. I hope that later on we have something like that system that uses a pirate coin, right? A privacy chain
Yeah.
underneath it all. And then we'll have like a really great setup right there where, you could upload things and get paid for things and it's nobody's goddamn business but you and the person who paid you.
Yeah, I'm surprised that honestly we don't have a better system already with all this stuff.
That's because they intentionally directed everybody into crap.
Yeah, yeah,
NFTs, tokens, and they gimmicked everybody into playing a casino instead of actually valuing the tech for what it could do for you, right? But back then, we all understood that every coin should give you a superpower, right?
yeah.
What power does the coin you're holding give you? I want to know. They're like, oh, well, I could get rich. Forget the rich part. What is it? What could it do for you that you couldn't do before? Tell me.
Absolutely. No, I totally agree. I've been waiting for there to be like a good streaming service on a private server with connected to a crypto that was privacy minded and had
Decentralized.
but just nothing. I mean,
Right.
everything seems to have fallen apart.
I'm just a technical researcher, right? I'm just a researcher, guys. This is what I do. Like a lifetime of researching everything, not just technology, but mainly technology. So I know a little bit about everything. I'm a shoemaker of all and a master of none. Yeah, so I'll try out Cordal, man. You might like it. For uploading videos that can never be taken down. That's why I use it.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm gonna check this out. I'll have to back up my videos on here since I haven't started doing that yet.
Dude, Chris, Lootz has so many like tools, online stuff. Um, he's a very forward thinker, everyone out there listening. Lootz is telling you what's probably going to be a thing real soon and being ahead of the game, and then you're ahead of everyone else. So I would heed some of these little nuggets that he's sharing because it's probably going to be a thing.
Absolutely. I'm down with
No,
that.
right. No, it's not even, I notice things before most people do. I connect dots faster. I'm usually ahead of my game most of the time, right? I knew about Pirate. I knew about decentralized exchanges when they came out. I get heavily involved with it. I don't just like it. I get involved with it, man. I make sure I'm in there, fighting with everybody else to make it a reality. Uh, so Reticulum, we spoke about earlier. He wasn't here for that conversation, unfortunately. But you could listen to the replay, for a new internet. And then private money will be Pirate Chain, right? A lot of people like Monero. Look, Monero did a great job. They've been holding water for quite a long time. Unfortunately, Monero is coming to an end. Right? I don't know. I know you guys want to feel like, oh, they're gonna upgrade and it's gonna be better. Things will get better, right? Things will get better. But look, dude, there's cracks in the foundation. They're getting attacked by normal methods of mining, right? What is that? Cubic is attacking the hell out of them. I think it's just publicity. I don't think they'll be taken down from that. But fact is that we're just chilling. Us pirates are here just chilling. We got no worries in the world. Our shit works. We got no cracks in the foundation. It takes only 1 second 1 minute to send a transaction to a friend. 1 minute. Monero takes 20 minutes. Are you gonna sit there waiting
Takes
20
forever.
minutes to buy an ice cream? Are you gonna sit there 20 minutes, bro?
Yeah, it takes
It's
forever.
not even. Yeah, I mean, it's good. It's like Bitcoin. It's the older version of privacy. But you guys got to move on, right? And if something better than Pirate comes out, you will find me there because I will move on to that one. That's what this is all about. It's about getting better. It's about technology growing. And if you're stuck all the way back to the beginning of Bitcoin, you're not here for the right reasons. You didn't get into crypto for the right reasons. You don't understand what the technology could do for you. You don't understand the power it could give you. That's why it was made. Back in the day, we thought Bitcoin was private. Believe it or not, there was a time everybody thought it was private money. It's not private. We found that out later on. And then solutions were coming out. But the government ran with it. They said, oh, wow, we could take this and we could use it. And we can know everybody's information without even leaving our desk. You don't even got to call them up and get permission anymore. Bitcoin is literally a bank's wet dream, and you're handing it to them on a silver platter because you're buying into the bullshit that Bitcoin is gold. It is not gold. It is not fungible. In order for something to be gold, it needs to be fungible. They're lying to you. Bitcoin is not gold and never was. Monero was the gold. Now Pirate is the gold. Keep up. This is technology, and technology keeps moving. If you don't understand that, then you don't even know technology. I mean, it's the whole reason why I got into technology is because it's always moving. I can keep learning and keep learning more. It never ends.
Get them.
Get him.
Man,
My
Lutz,
side.
I mean, Lutz, what else? Where do we go from here, man? You have some normal people that are like, I'm not trying to learn all that stuff like that.
Well, then you're gonna die. That's what's gonna happen. You're gonna hurt yourself to the point where you're not gonna be able to survive, and you're gonna die. That's what's gonna happen. If you can't afford to live anymore, and you can't eat, right, and you can't drink clean water, And you know, you can't own any property or anything, and you can't have your privacy when speaking to people. If you can't have anything in this world, why even bother living? It's the same with money. Why be a billionaire if you can't even walk into a restaurant without a stupid vaccine card and buy food, right? If you can't walk on a boat or on an airplane, what's the point of having money if you can't do anything with it? The least that you could do, the least you could want from your money is that it keeps you private and protected. That's what you want your money to do for you. You don't want a money that's going to rat you out every time you use it, right? You want money that only you could allow people to look in your wallet, right? So if somebody wants to look in your wallet, let's say you're walking in New York City and you're walking along the street, and somebody wants to look in your wallet, what do they have to do? They have to ask you. They have to ask you. They have to say, well, how much money you got in your wallet, right? Well, guess what? Bitcoin, you don't even get that privilege because they're going to look in your wallet anyway. You see how that blockchain works? That's transparency. That's all those retards out there that are saying, oh, it's amazingly transparent. And, you know, it's like, what is wrong with you? Why are you pushing transparency? What is wrong with you?
Right.
Now, if you want to know what I did, you got to ask me, right? And I'll give you a viewing key, and then you'll know. And that's how it works. It's not like it's not private. See, people think it's like 100% private to the point where you can't do anything with it. That's what people got in their heads. No, it's not like that, guys. It's permissioned privacy, right? So if you want somebody to know your transactions, maybe your accountant, you give them something called a viewing key, and it's generated from the Pyro wallet. Monero has the same thing, right? And that's allowing people. That's you giving the permission, right? You're giving permission. Right? There's no permission in Bitcoin. They're gonna rape you. You don't understand what's gonna happen, but that's what's gonna happen. If it could happen, it will happen. If they could rape you, they will rape you. It will happen eventually, even if they promise it won't.
Yeah. If things go, there's always a gray market or a black market in the most dystopian type countries, like think like a Russia or something. And there always is a means to operate. And if it comes to that, Pirate Chain's probably going to be great for that too. Once they give you your CBDCs and all that type of stuff, your FedNow wallet or whatever the case may be, whatever it's called at the time.
It's more dangerous to give them your information than to stay private, right? Whoever thinks that you need to start giving your information, when you go to Home Depot and you sign up for that credit card and they put your name and address in the database, right? And then next day you see on the news, oh, they got hacked. Target got hacked, and that happened. Guess what? It's your fault because you gave them that information. You did not stay private. You lost because you did not keep your own funds private. You started telling people what you have. You started giving people permission to your data, which is also being sold on a whole different market where people are making money off you a different way. Get out of that. You need to get the hell out. You need to acknowledge that everything you're doing is not to the benefit of the future. You are creating a more tyrannical situation. If you don't like what's happening now, you're making it worse. I understand you feel like you're gonna make some money, right? You're investing in Fartcoin because I heard it's gonna go up, right? That's what I hear. It's gonna go up, guys. Oh, maybe I should invest in Doge. Elon Musk said it. Oh, Trump made a coin. I should put my money in Trump coin, right? No, you're all idiots. To all of us old people, you're all idiots. You're just playing. You might as well just go to Las Vegas and bet on black or bet on red. Do what that's the same. You're doing the same thing. It's the same exact thing, right? You have no reason for investing, then you shouldn't invest, right? When you put your money into something like privacy, you're investing in your kid's future. When you're putting your money inside something like Ethereum or Bitcoin, you're investing in your children's tyranny. There,
Hmm.
it's over. It's over. If you keep going that route, we are all screwed. And that's why you said earlier, I feel like I'm losing hope. Yeah, man. I'm like, nobody's getting it. They're all a bunch of idiots. I'm just at this point, I think just everybody's an idiot.
I can't argue with that.
I concur.
Something that we say a lot here.
Like I'm very passionate about this, guys. You know, I believe in this so much that I believe we could have a really amazing world. I think the world could be amazing if we let it do what it wants to do. When you start throwing all these rules in there, then you start telling people they need to give you information, and that same window you leave open is the same window the bad guy is getting in from. We got a problem. That's a big problem. All right, you can't force people to not be private, and then when they get raped, say, "Oh, you're FDIC insured. You know, I know you got $5 million, but here's $100,000. You know, I hope you're happy with that." Right? What? I mean, where's the logic? I get passionate, guys. I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, I bet, Lootz, you're not the only one that thinks that way, man. I'm telling you. But it is a very small amount.
Mm-hmm.
We've all been we've discussed this in the past. A lot of powerful beings have been kind of sprinkled around the realm, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I believe that's a thing. I believe, you're a powerful being, and it's all like, dang, dude, I'm out here. Everyone's retarded. And I don't even think I'm that sharp, but for some reason, I feel like a genius walking around out here. And I can see everything. And I just know basic mathematics and pattern recognition and go, okay, back to that. But I don't think that's just me. And I don't think that's just you guys. I think there's a few of us around out here. So,
Well, Trade Ogre went down, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
That was sad. That was sad because that was like one of the last ones left.
Yeah, it sucks.
Right? And I don't think it's coincidence. I don't think it's coincidence that all these coins are getting delisted at the same time. I don't think it's. I think
It's an attack.
the
It's a
type
low-key attack.
exactly. I think they're attacking, and people are turtling, right? But these exchanges are collapsing because they're running, right? Oh shit! I got a letter in the mail. Yo, pack up the bags. We're going to freaking Africa, guys. Get the servers. We're heading to Africa, right? That's what's happening. How do we stop that from happening? You guys know how to stop that from ever happening again, from people getting hurt? Decentralized exchanges. How many times I got to say it? Decentralized exchanges. All right. Komodo made one 10 years ago that's still the best. There's nothing better than Komodo at the moment. Now, what's happening in Komodo is that they're going back to their cypherpunk, back when I started back, and all everybody back then, 10 years ago in Komodo, they were all privacy experts. That's where I learned everything from. I learned it from those guys. I learned what not to do and what to do from those old school guys that are even older than me, and some of them are still in pirate. They just don't talk. Anyway, I really don't know where we're going these days, guys, but you guys need to wake the hell up. You need to listen to old school people like me and stop fooling around with your children's lives, right? Komodo made a decentralized exchange that uses atomic swaps. That means that it is a trustless exchange. There's nobody to trust. That's the best thing, right? Is that why you like Monero? Because it's trustless. And soon Pirate Chain on the next update will also be trustless, right? Isn't that the way it should be? So you got nobody to trust but yourself and the person you're dealing with. That's P2P. That's true P2P, peer-to-peer, right? That's the way it should be.
Absolutely.
So that's all you need. That's all you need for the future. You need Komodo for exchanging your coins. You need Pirate to stay private with all your coins. And maybe Chordal if you like videos and you don't want to get censored. If you're an uploader, that's good for that. But and if you want to use an internet that is private by default, you use Reticulum, right? And like there's technology. If you look hard enough, you will find a solution. And if you don't know one, contact me. I'll give you one.
And get the VPN.
Yeah, Melee. Yeah, baby.
Pay
Yeah.
for it with R. No one needs to know who knows what, where, and how it's happening. Later. You know what I mean? Komodo wallet. I hope you guys really grasp these solutions of how to starve the beast and starve the parasites from a host. Komodo wallet atomic swaps is a game changer. Pirate Chain is a game changer. There'll be no excuses later because a lot of us OGs that he's talking about are not going to be as vocal. It probably.
I got back with those OGs, bro. I got back with them. We're back together again. Pirate and Komodo are one again.
Well, that's awesome.
It is awesome, bro, because you know what happened, the history is that Komodo's privacy people went into Pirate. You know, where the other people that didn't really care about it stayed in Komodo. And in the community kind of separated over time. And then, you know, they see how look where they are now, bro. They're all the way on the floor. And that's because they tried to follow the rules. They tried to be good boys, right? They were told to do KYC and they were implementing it, and then all of a sudden they lost everybody. And guess what happened? Guess what happens in crypto when your shit don't look good anymore? Somebody forks it and 5 more pop up exactly the same. Right now we got Cheetah decks, we got Firo decks, and guess what? They're all built on Komodo's technology. That's Komodo's technology. But Komodo got screwed because they were forced. They actually, from what I understand, they attacked the developers, guys. Right? And that's what's happening right now. All developers are getting attacked, right, for building you things that make you free. Right? They attacked the developers, and then they were forced to put in geofencing on their wallet, and guess what? Privacy people don't like that. They're gonna move on to something that doesn't got that. Right? And their reputation was ruined because they tried to be good boys. But guess what? That's done. That's over. All right. They called me back in. They say, "Yo, Lootz, it's time. We need to go back to the way it was," and that's why I'm in there again. And if they don't agree with me, I'm gonna fucking leave again. Right? But they seem to be rolling with the punches. I'm telling them exactly where they went wrong, what they did wrong, and they agree. And guess what? They agree that the future of Komodo is going to be for privacy coins. They're going to implement all privacy coins going forward, and it'll be a safe haven for all these delistings. So if you want to if they want to kick off your favorite privacy coin, go ahead. We got a home for them right here. Kick them off. You're doing us a favor. They shouldn't be on centralized exchanges anyway. Privacy and centralized exchanges don't mix.
Is the Komodo app on the phone? Is that in beta right now?
Yeah, it hasn't come out yet. Just keep on looking. Okay. Keep on looking, because in a few weeks they're going to implement an upgrade that will allow them to trade Pirate awesome. and trade all other coins too. They're changing the code severely now, and they're making the tokenomics deflationary, which I also, like I said, it has to be done. You can't have a constant inflationary coin and think it's going to do well. You're no different than fiat, right? At that point, right? So they're implementing multiple burns where at some point the supply will deflate, and that'll be that, right? No more inflation. It will turn around and it will deflate.
I want to drive this message home, Lootz. What has just explained with Komodo's atomic swap, right? Pirate chain, etc., in and out. Now you see it, now you don't. This is a real game changer, folks. And it's funny, I imagine Lootz 20 years from now Unfortunately, you know, a lot of us don't get a lot of trophies for our efforts. But I know Lootz, he'll be like, yo, I was a part of a major game changer resistance, because Komodo's leading the way, taking the slings and arrows, but the technology is already out there. So, and we can counter. I wish I was smart enough. I say we, but I'll support anyone that's able to create more Komodo style things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro, it's called Firo Dex. Firo actually copied it, and it doesn't have KYC. Cheetah Dex is another one that copied it. So there's options. You shouldn't have to use centralized exchanges anymore, guys. But think about it like this: the future. Can you envision in the future you logging into a website, giving them all your credentials, doing what they tell you to do? Or would you rather just open your wallet on your phone and hit the button that says trade? Wouldn't that be easier? Why would you ever log into a website anymore? That's silly. When you could just go into wallets that already have exchanges built in, which is what Komodo has. It will be amazing. They have thousands of coins. Edge Wallet, it's basically like Edge Wallet and Cake Wallet. You see their new features where you could exchange in the wallet.
Mhm.
Komodo is like the ultimate version of those wallets. They just don't know it yet, and that's why I'm there now. I'm gonna try to steer them into what they should look like, because nobody cares about the Komodo coin. The Komodo coin means nothing, right, guys? It's they're what brings the food to the table for them is their exchange, right? That's their most unique thing. That's what we all got into Komodo for, was for the decentralized exchange. That's and if you're not getting involved in that decentralized exchange and learning how to use it, you're going to be a slave to those centralized exchanges for the rest of your life. Why? And oh, it doesn't take much to learn. You know, you open up an app, you learn how to trade. I mean, it's just like Edge Wallet, just like Cake Wallet, right? And those are the only two wallets, by the way, third-party wallets you should be using for Monero and Pirate. Those are the only two. You shouldn't be trusting anybody else. And
Repeat those two wallets again. I'm sorry.
Edge Wallet and Cake Wallet.
Oh, Edge. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're both local. What's that? Locally hosted, non-custodial. I don't like that word, non-custodial. Locally hosted is better. They're all locally hosted, which means that your coins stay in your possession the whole time. Nobody could rug pull you, right? You see what happened with Trade Ogre? That would have never happened on Komodo. It can't happen. It's impossible via code. It can't happen because the money is always in your possession. See, with decentralized exchanges, you got to send them your money, and guess what? What red flag should pop up in your brain? Not your keys, not your coins, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not your keys, not your coins. How many times you got to say that, and people just don't even think about it.
Yeah.
Not be your own bank, not your keys, not your coins. All these old sayings are getting lost. There's a reason why we used to say that. If you give your money to somebody, it's not yours anymore. End of story. That won't happen on locally hosted wallets. That's why you never sign up to custodial wallets. And I've heard them on X Spaces. Don't let them trick you. All right, they're over there saying, "Oh, our wallet is safe and it's easier to use."
Yeah.
I mean, how retarded do you got to be to download a wallet? Is it really that hard to download a wallet and install it? I mean, we've all done it. I've installed hundreds of wallets.
Yo,
Hey,
I'll keep an eye on my own assets. Thank you very much, everyone out there. You know what I mean? I don't need to trust a third party to
People
hold.
are lazy, man. They're lazy. I tried to get so many people to switch over to private wallets for so long. They just did not want to get off like Coinbase and shit.
It takes 30 seconds.
I know, they just didn't want to do it. It's like insane. It was like, it reminded me of like how it was with COVID, and like Like, you see, this shit isn't safe, bro. The jabs aren't. Yeah, and they won't look at anything you show them. Same thing.
Bro.
Like, all you got to do is just take down this password, and then no one else has access to it.
Chris, and I'm sorry to interrupt, but I've been feeling that way, trying to help people, and now I don't care. Like,
Yeah, no, I know. Same.
Their
Same.
stuff's on Coinbase or whatever, right? Yeah, they
Yo,
might
when
have 100 grand on there, and then it just disappears one day for all sorts of reasons, right?
Because you clicked on a link. Because you clicked on a link, or you scanned the QR code that was bogus.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, well yeah. When you get on that level, yeah, that's a whole nother thing.
But back in the day, when I started, every wallet was a QT wallet. There was no other kind of wallets. Every coin had QT wallets. And you had to wait for the chain to sync, even if it took 2 days. And then they figured out how to bootstrap. These days, you guys got it easy. It's even easier than ever. There's no excuse. Stop being lazy. If you want to learn how to make it, you got to do the research. You got to put the time in, and that's another problem. You know, people got no time. They come home from work tired, you know, and then they turn on the TV, and it makes them even more retarded. So work makes you retarded, and then when you go home, you become even more retarded. You drink beer and watch baseball, you know, or football, which is not something I was never into sports. I just never understood how guys could watch other guys on TV. I like women's tennis. Women's tennis is nice. Yep.
I always like
But-
playing, never
Oh,
get
yeah.
into watching.
Shout out women's tennis, by the way, before we move on. Go ahead, bro.
That's
I'm a fan, MoonFeather, of the sport, the technique, the
yeah, right, yeah.
There's a lot of love, bro. A lot of love. They yell it every once in a while just to prove my point.
So, Chris, what do you think, man? We're just over here.
I was actually going to ask a question. If like you guys had any advice on yield, good places to get yield on yield coins. I keep running into a lot of the same issue where
Like passive?
yeah, like I mean I have a bunch of yield coins that I have staked right now in various different sites, but it's like I can't find one place to do it all. It's always just various places all over the place. Half the time, like the coins aren't even covered in the United States, so then you got to go somewhere else, or you got to find like a VPN to use. It's like
Yeah, for me, I mean, I'd use like DeFi Llama or something.com. There's a bunch of stuff like that. But honestly,
Yeah.
I move right now. I'm not staking anything. I'm trying to earn interest on anything because I'm seeing major crazy parabolic things going to happen between October to December, maybe even into January. And by February, you should be way gone because that lunar eclipse energy is going to dump the market hard in February. So me, I'm just about waiting, hodling, and taking profits like I stole it. And then worry about if I was going to play the whole let me earn an APR, APY game, I'd wait till like late 2026, maybe even 2027 before I even think about it.
okay.
Right now is and have all your stuff unstaked. Like if there's a locking period, have that stuff ready to go.
Yeah, and I try not to do locking periods, so most of that stuff I can get out of quickly, at least in a day or two at most. With some of them.
I'm not telling you what to do. I was just say like be cautious, be aware of.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
I
worry
know.
about that right now.
I had a lot that I lost some with fucking what was that app Celsius I had.
Oh yeah.
And I knew not to keep a lot like my shit all in one place because I knew like some of these places were shady. But I was taking the risk because I was doing well with just the coins I had invested in. I did it at the right time, so I was like, I'll put a few $100s in Celsius, and then they fucking took all of it, and they wound up giving me back like almost all of it just in Bitcoin and Ethereum. So props to them for at least doing something because there was another app and I can't even remember the name of it now. They stole about $150-$200 too. Never gave anyone, and other people had tons of Bitcoin staked on there and shit, and they never gave anyone back a dime.
Oh no.
They just disappeared. rug
So
pull.
Not your keys.
Oh,
yeah,
the
Not your
wild.
keys.
real quick, and I don't speak for anyone, but like Lootz, I would say myself. I'll just talk about myself. Are really involved in crypto as much as we can. You know what I'm saying, Chris? So yeah, this is a very small niche kind of group. And then over here, guys, we also, we get weird over here. We get the astrology in, so we're it's telling the future, and it works. We're fortune tellers. We're psychic, and we're not even that smart. We just go, that's probably going to happen. Oh, and wow, astrology backs it up too. What a coincidence. Tapped in. So we do get weird here too, Lootz. But we can back test everything that we've said,
Yeah, we actually like predicted you coming to the show. We just didn't know it until after, a couple of confirmations, but
Wait a
yeah.
minute, when did you tell me about this?
Huh?
Did you tell me about this?
I told you about it today. I showed you today. That's how much he pays attention to the things that I said. I told you today about the whole the Italian charm.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. Do you know which term I'm talking about?
Yes.
Lou?
Well, yeah, and you also like to talk about different ethnicities with certain words in our
The
private.
corn?
And
The
I don't
horns?
feel comfortable.
The malocchio?
It's the Italian pepper charm.
Yeah, it keeps you safe from the malocchio.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. So
The
that came
evil
up
eye.
there you go. Exactly. So I brought that up because there was a conversation about cayenne peppers that Ronin had kicked off like 2 weeks ago. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. In my culture, right? My parents were born in Puerto Rico. I said, we use the Italian African pepper charm. Also, it's big in our culture as well. He's like, oh shit. And then Ronin tells me last night that that you're gonna come onto the show today. I said, wait a minute, isn't he Italian? And what? He's from Brooklyn. I said, look, I showed you this like last week or so about the Italian pepper, and he's coming on the show today. Yeah, there you go.
My grandpa used to have the Italian peppers hanging all over the house in the garage.
You see?
Drying them out. Yeah.
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 That's so cool.
And what's even more interesting is that they've been fighting the malocchio for years. It's actually a big deal, and on Christmas they get together and they remove the malocchio off of everybody one by one, especially on my wife's side of the family. One of them actually teaches the other girls how to do it.
Yeah, it's very deep, very, very deep in the culture. Yes.
But think about the wording: Malak, malocchio.
Malo in Spanish is
Malik.
bad.
Who's Malik?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Moloch style. Yeah.
There you go. Moloch, right? So maybe what we've been thinking is the evil eye that they've been fighting might just be Moloch.
There you go.
Oh yeah, and I'm into that because anyone involved in that situation, get as far away from me as possible. Don't even rub your vibe off on me. Here's some pepper spray, bitch. If last resort, you squeeze some pepper juice in their eye and be like, remove all Malachian references out of my space immediately.
What you do is you think about them and then you think of them burning on fire, bro. That's how you get rid of it.
I try not to.
I mean, I don't know how powerful you are, but my grandma in Sicily, I saw her when I was a kid. She's not alive anymore, but my grandma was everybody was scared of her. They called her a witch. And unfortunately, that stigma stayed with my father, and a lot of people didn't want to talk to my father because they were scared because his mom was a witch. Uh, and I remember when I was a kid, I seen her in action once. I actually, my uncle was really sick, and she had a plate with water and a candle, right? And she would like swirl it around and say some weird incantations, and then the the flame would like spark really high, like for no reason at all.
Mm-hmm.
And I would look like, how the hell is that doing that? As a kid, I had no idea what she was doing. No,
Mm-hmm.
but now I know what she was doing. Right now, I understand that she was a witch and she was doing something to get rid of whatever evil was in causing my uncle to be sick. Uh, you know,
Yeah.
and I think that runs in the blood. I think I think I kind of have a little bit of that power too.
It does. It really does. Shout out to all of our ancestors and to especially our grandmothers, that were always watchers over the family, protecting us and praying over us and, tapping into their powers, and those prayers even last to today, even when they transcend to the other side. Those prayers are still touching us and still blessing us and protecting us and covering us, So yeah, shout out to the ancestors. We love them around here. And witches are amazing. I had talked about this with Ronin, it's all about your intention, right? Your intention of what you do with that particular power, right? So you have it, you got it, then what are you going to do with it, right? So you're supposed to use it for, protection for your family, for, prosperity, for abundance, to bring all these wonderful things into your life. It becomes corrupted when it's sent out, with ill intent. But then that comes back. It's just energy. Whatever energy you put out, that's what you get back.
Hmm.
And so here with us and with with my connection with the guys here, um we always say, we operate with a true heart, we operate from spirit, and it's the confirmations, you know confirm it every time, the synchronicities confirm it every time. So when we get together, spirit shows up, I tap in, and yeah, it's always wonderful. It's always wonderful.
Yeah, we're awesome is what I would say. we're all the
Absolutely.
deal with it, and we're also always right. Deal with it.
Yeah.
And the universe backs us up with sinks. What's up? So whatever. Go ahead, Lootz. But whatever.
Yeah. I had somebody come into my house a few months ago, and you know, and I was in the back, dude. I was in the backyard with my dog, and I was just smoking a cigarette, chilling, and then I see a flashlight, like it's dark, bro, and all of a sudden you see like this beam of a flashlight, like looking around your fucking backyard. I'm like, what the fuck? So I go check it out, and all of a sudden I see this guy with a flashlight hanging over my fence, and I'm looking like I'm like, yo, it's like, what the fuck? I was like, Blue, go get him. My dog's name is Blue. I was like, Blue, go get him. I had him trained.
Mm-hmm.
I just got to say a word. So I said that word, and I sent them after him. He's lucky that the gate was closed. But this guy, I've never seen somebody run so fast. He ran, he like no joke. I never. He should have been in the Olympics. He's in the wrong place. And but then a day later, I saw something I've never seen before over here. Literally, like a 6-foot black snake in front of my house.
Oh
And
shit! What?
I never seen a snake that big. Like it was a freaking. I'm from Brooklyn. It looked like an anaconda to me. I never seen a snake bigger than 12 inches. And the birds were attacking it. Right, 3 birds were like pecking at it, like going up and down, like attacking it. Right. So I
This was in
saved
front of
it.
your house?
Yeah, dude, right in front of my house, like right next to the fence. That where the storage the water comes down for the drain, right? I guess he was hanging out over there. But I've never seen a snake that big anywhere, like anywhere in New York. So and then when I went to go research it, it says that these snakes appear when you need protection. Uh, and I don't know how much of that is true. I just researched it. But later on, when I saved the snake from the birds, right? I yelled at the birds and they stopped attacking it. Uh, Later on, I thought the snake was in the backyard. It was huge, man. This thing did like a figure eight, like up in the air and was like flipping around and then ran so fast. Like I've never seen anything move so quick in my life. The snake was awesome. But I think he was saying thank you, right? Like I think he said thank you to me, right? And that's what he was doing, like right there in a different door. It was at a different door, and I think he said thank you, and I never seen him again.
That's powerful, dude.
Yeah, definitely.
Wild. Yeah.
So I think there are spirits out there, and they work through animals. Like when I look at my dog, I see my father, and when I look at my cat, I see my grandma.
Oh my gosh. And that's funny because the cats are related to the feminine energy.
I swear to
Like
God, that's my grandma in there,
like
and my dog is my father.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
I don't know if they use them as windows to look at us, but
Yep.
they're in there.
Yeah, they do. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. We're big on that around here, right, guys?
What?
Animals as spirit
Oh yeah, I was
spirit
thinking
animals.
like
Yeah.
yes.
Spirit showing up as animals.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
yes, but also
Mhm.
cats. I don't like people. I don't like anything spying on me like that. They're always looking. You know what I mean?
Oh,
I don't like.
stop it.
And chicks too, just like chicks, they're always studying you, looking for your weak points too.
Yo, if you want to understand chicks, bro, you get a cat.
Yeah,
A cat teaches you about girls really well.
if you feed
Surprising.
them, they like you a lot.
Nah, they tell you when they're ready, right? It's not like a dog where you can like, oh, come here and cuddle it. It'll
Yeah.
scratch it.
Yeah.
It'll
Dogs
scratch
are
your face.
needy. Dogs are needy. Yeah.
Dogs are the guys, cats are the girls. If you want to learn how to
That's
deal with
right.
a girl, be friends with a cat.
There you go. Words of wisdom.
Just gotta keep their nails cut. I'm talking about the ladies. You gotta make sure they don't have sharp nails.
They scratch you a couple of times. You don't stop loving them because of that, right?
That's right.
Oh
Be a
no,
man. Be a man.
that's just grappling. It's just rolling.
It actually demonstrates unconditional love, right?
Yeah,
Animals
it
are
does.
like the best. Animals
Oh
are the
yeah, well,
best
I
for
mean,
that.
if I half drown my girl in the hot tub because she's talking a lot about nothing, and then hold her down for like 30 seconds, she's all right. We're just playing. We're just horse playing. Just playing around.
I don't know how that hair dryer got in the jacuzzi. I have no idea how that.
Oh no, I don't like this game, honey. Oh no, but what were
We
we
need to
talking
heat
about?
up the water.
Go ahead.
I think we're getting off the crypto topic pretty far, but I'm into everything, man. Like I'm into holistic healing. I was told I had cancer just about 16 years ago when I found Bitcoin, interestingly enough. And I never went back to the doctor. I haven't been to a doctor in 16 years. I believe that if I did continue going back, I'd be dead today.
I've heard
Wow.
this story from like one other person before, and I totally believe that, man.
I saw it in his face. You can't
Yeah.
hide that shit from me. He's like, oh, we got to do some scans. You have a tumor in your brain because the nerves on your leg are not working correct. I was like, what? Once I heard that he was gonna start doing a barrage of tests on me, bro, I was like, I'm out. And I've never been to the doctor since.
Yeah, man. It's like after I listened to this one talk too from this I forget who the hell it even was, but I just resonated with what he was saying, and he was saying that like every day we basically develop a form of cancer, as in we develop tumors that heal themselves.
Yes.
So it's like we're always fighting cancer, and the mitochondrial, I guess, DNA is like healing it. So it's like it's very possible some people are going in and they're just having something that's healing slower and being diagnosed, and then the diagnosis is actually what winds up killing them.
Yo,
Mhm.
how many people have died in front of you from cancer? I'm not talking about in a hospital. I'm talking about literally like you see them fall and they say, "Oh, he died of cancer."
Hmm.
It never happens. It only happens after they go to the doctor.
Exactly. It's a treatment, man.
Right? You have a heart attack, you fall. Okay, the guy had a heart attack, but cancer. I personally believe that people are walking around with cancer all over the goddamn place. And they never even know that they even have it if they never even look for it. If they don't go to the doctor, I believe it comes and it goes.
Well, as long as you do like a parasite cleanse at least once a month, then you don't have to worry about cancer, because cancer comes from parasites.
Oh, don't get me started, woman. Don't get me started.
Yeah, that one doctor was saying to like starve yourself with sugar, basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The sugar feeds the parasites, and
It's
and they
beyond
turn.
that. It's beyond that. Everything you eat should have a parasite killer in it, right? Uh, our ancestors did not use spices just to add flavor to the food.
That's
They did
right.
it to kill the parasite. They put the spices in there to kill the parasites.
Cayenne pepper.
Everything,
It's a great spice.
Or
all
fermentation. Yeah.
almost all spices kill parasites.
Yup.
Grape leaves kill parasites. Colloidal silver kills parasites. Electricity kills parasites. Infrared light kills parasites.
Hmm.
Iodine kills parasites.
Mm-hmm.
Massage, just a simple massage will kill parasites. You got to take care of yourself first.
Yeah, exactly. People actually die from touch deprivation. Did you know that? Or get sick from touch deprivation.
Oh, I'm going to use that on my wife tonight.
Oh, I was gonna use that if next girl I see, man.
Yo, baby, I'm dying.
I'll be like, touch. What's it
Touch me,
called again?
please.
What's it called again, Moonfeather? How you say it?
Touch deprivation. It's a real
Touch
thing.
deprivation. Hey, what's up, Ma? Touch deprivation is a thing. So to avoid that, let's hang out and let's be each other's medicine and let's get weird. You interested? Yeah. Okay. What about your friends? I'm using that for sure, dude.
Oh, Jesus.
You look
Yeah,
like you're
that's part-
suffering from something. You look like you're suffering, baby. With
You
touch deprivation.
Touch deprivation. Let me
help you. Let me help you.
and I'm here to help.
Yeah,
Jeez,
that's
Louis.
part of the reason they had everyone 6 feet apart, aside from the biofield. But yeah,
Yep,
Oh, touch the
exactly. No, no
Yeah,
socializing, no shaking hands, none of that stuff.
messes with people bad.
It
yo,
does. Big time.
a lot of people don't believe that. They don't look into the parasite thing. It's curious that you actually mentioned it. It's rare to hear it, uh, but
Well, we're
uh,
a rare group, Lootz.
I see that. I see that. I did a cleanse for 2 months, right? And then I did everything before that to cure my own cancer. I did Bob Beck therapy, Gerson therapy. I've done it all. Uh, and then I started doing the parasite cleanse as well a few months ago. But I've been doing it for a while. But I went hardcore because I really wanted to kill the fuckers, right?
Mm-hmm.
2 months later, I'm doing it. 2 months in, and then I decided, you know what? In my ginger tea, I'm gonna put some iodine. I put a couple drops of iodine in my tea, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was having a pain like coming from my liver, and that I
Mm.
was trying. That's why I did it. I was trying to get rid of this pain. I didn't know what it was. I don't go to the doctor, right? dude, no joke. And I know how disgusting this sounds, but a 9-inch worm fucking came out of me, bro.
Holy shit.
Uh,
I'm staring at it. I'm like, holy shit, that was inside of me.
Yuck. Oh my gosh.
And then later on, like a few days later, I saw like another 4-inch, like couple of 4-inch worms come out.
Oh my gosh. I would need therapy after that.
Dude, they're in a
It-
lot of people. Like maybe everyone.
Everybody's got parasites, and some
Yeah.
of them for a decade. They can live in you over a decade, and
That's the
they
real
they, they
battle.
go all through your intestines. They could get like many feet long. I heard. Go research
Yep.
it. It's crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Have you ever seen what compost worms do to compost? Does
Yes.
anybody have a dude? They
Yes.
eat everything. They eat everything.
And they poop it out, and that's your compost.
Right. And that's the toxins in your system that's poisoning you. They're
Yikes.
poop
I don't
they're
like worms.
pooping inside of you, bro. They're pooping inside of you.
Oh my, yeah, that's gross.
Yeah, well, a lot of and you know what's even more disgusting is that the doctors don't even mention it.
No,
Like
they
like
don't at all.
They
No.
want to fight bacteria. They're trying to fight bacteria. It's the wrong battle, and they know it. They do it. It's intentional. Bacteria
Mm-hmm.
is not bad. It's your friend. It's your things are doing things to remove. Take care of the toxins. You know what I'm saying?
there is something called the parasitologist. They do got them. They just don't use them.
Yep.
It's
I'd
dentists.
like
They
to
give
know
you
what kind of parasites I got.
Yo, dentist, man. I got wrecked by the dentist in my young life. I mean, fillings after fillings, man.
Me
Yeah,
too, bro.
they're butchers.
I'm fucked, bro. I'm fucked
Yo,
from the
me too.
dentist.
Root canal, and it's like that's parasite central, y'all. If y'all don't know stuff like that,
Yeah,
never go
they're
to a
butchers.
dentist. Never go to a doctor. Never go to a dentist, unless you're trying to
Yeah,
throw something back on. You know.
so there's a machine called the magnetic pulsar. It's made by SOTA, SOTA, and you put this thing up onto your face and you magnetically beat the crap out of that area. It shoots out an EMP into your mouth, and that's the only way to kill the bacteria that gets trapped by the what are those called that the dentists do?
The fillings.
The
Orthodont.
root canals, the
Oh,
root
the root
canals,
canal.
because the root canal is all they do is they fill in like 4 major holes, but there's so many more canals in there where bacteria now mutates even further because now it's no more. It's not anaerobic, aerobic, something like that.
It's really
Um,
one of the most sinister practices around. Like
yeah.
dentistry is like some of the
Yeah,
most sinister that exists.
So the only
root
way to kill
canals.
it is
Yeah.
with get that machine, SOTA, SOTA. It's the oldest company out there making these devices, and they're still alive.
You gotta keep doing it so they don't come back.
I always got my machines around me, bro. I'm electrocuting myself all the time. Einstein University found that when you electrocute blood, it brings it back to the form it was when you were a baby. That's how it makes it like brand new. Your blood. When you electrocute your blood, it makes it brand new. Albert Einstein University found that out.
How many more years do you think that's gonna buy me?
It depends on what side of the line you're on, bro. Are you on the health? Are you feeling good? Are you energetic? Or are you falling towards the sick side where you're just getting sicker? Everybody's
I'm,
different.
I'm,
Probably got one foot on each fence. I'm probably straddling the fence.
I'm totally into biohacking. There's so many things that you could do, to reverse age. And yeah, biohacking is like one of the best.
Fermented foods. If you want to stay young, fermented foods. You want sauerkraut. You want all them good fermented foods. That's what
Yup.
actually keeps you young.
Yo, Are you guys ready to check out? I think we've been crushing the whole time. Should we land this plane, y'all?
Sure.
Otherwise, we could be talking for a really long time, and I would enjoy every minute of it. But I don't.
I know a little bit about everything, bro. We can be here for days.
Yeah.
Well, let's do it again.
Where-
If you want to join us again, bro.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We're all polymaths here.
I use a
Go ahead,
I use it. You know that Jeff Berwick machine that he's
Yeah.
promoting, that electrical storm.
Uh-huh.
I told you about that machine before he told you about the machine. All right, it's called the Violet Ray, and it was invented by Tesla, Nikola Tesla. And the whole idea behind it is that the organ gas puts out organ energy that heals, right?
Hmm.
So make sure when you see one of those type of devices that it is purple and not blue, because
Okay.
the gas inside that glass tube needs to be organ gas, or else it's doing something else. It's not healing you. It might be doing something else to you. You don't know how.
I heard of organ gas a long time ago that people is that the same that people could breathe in, or they make like put it in their water and make like bubbly water with it and drink it, and it's really healthy. Is that like the same as like that brown gas machine that's supposed to be really healthy for you?
I don't know about that one. The only
Okay.
thing that sounds like is O3, maybe ozone. Right, ozone is another thing. Right, so if you want to try the Violet Ray, I suggest you buy an old one. I have two of them, and they're both over 100 years old, and they still work.
What? You have like antique?
Yeah, and they work, and they still work.
Yo, what are they made of?
I opened one up, and the transistor is covered up with like beeswax, so everything is protected in there by wax.
Wow.
So
Oh, that's wild.
it's crazy. I never seen it. I mean, imagine people not needing warranties anymore. If something could last 100 years, holy crap! Right? Something they're not telling us. But anyway, that's the Violet Ray, right? And that could regrow neurons, and it does a lot. It does a lot. I use it all the time, just to even give myself more energy. There is also the ozone machine, right? You guys know what ozone is?
Mm-hmm.
So you could get an O3 generator. It's an ozone machine. And what I do is I put it inside my distilled water, because we don't use tap water, right? We put it in distilled water, and you let the bubbler bubble in there for a little while. You let the ozone bubble in there for a little while. And then you take it out and you drink it. And and that's the same thing as hydrogen peroxide, right? The only difference is that this one you can drink, and the one in the brown bottle you can't, because ozone has a half-life. Right? So in order to stop that half-life, they put in a chemical in that brown bottle, and that's why you can't drink it. All right. But ozone you could drink. When you make it yourself, you could drink it. And it's and the half-life, basically what happens is it just turns back into water if you leave it out too long. So you have to drink it really quick after you make it. And it adds oxygen to your blood. And no bacteria or fungus could live in an oxygen-rich environment. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to flood your body with oxygen. I know a lot about.
I get at that.
I know a lot about all this stuff, man. I got so many other devices we could talk about.
It checks out with me. It sounds badass. I need to get my ozone to work together. That sounds like a good way to like really dope up your water, structure your water.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, let's talk. You want to talk about structuring water?
I'm a chia seed man myself with the structuring water. It makes a plasma.
So my son has learned, and every single time he drinks water, he tells the water, "I love you and I appreciate you," before he drinks the water.
Yeah, we do that in rituals. I do that in rituals. Mm-hmm.
That works.
And when he takes a shower, when he walks in, I say, "What do we say? I love you, water, and I appreciate you. And he talks to the
Mhm.
water while he's in the shower because I believe water is God, right? I'm different than most people. I don't. I was brought up Christian, but I don't really believe it. I only
Mhm.
believe I only believe what I could touch and see. Right.
Water
So
has
what
memory. Water is
wa- water has spoken to me.
nice.
It has. It's spoken, and it will talk to you too. But
Mhm.
you gotta talk to it. And you will feel the energy coming from the water. It's alive. Water
Hell
is a
yeah.
living thing.
That's why
It's a
I
living
like
thing.
sitting like in either in or right next to the shower with the shower running. Cause I could think more clearly. It's like it's almost like an antenna.
Mhm.
You're
Yeah,
tapping
that's
into the
exactly what
whole
it is.
world.
Yeah.
Mhm. It magnifies. That's exactly what it does. So you speak into it, you pray into it, you put it out. We set it out for the new moon. We set it, we drink it, all of that. And in our culture, we take baths, like spiritual baths, and it's just we charge it. We charge it just with energy, and it's a wonderful thing. Yeah. So, and your grandmother putting out that water, she probably had water on her altar too. So we all do that as well.
Get
That's amazing.
some shungite. Shungite is good.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's for EMF. Yeah. Good for EMF.
Yep.
Yeah, it cleans it energetically, like the dirty energy. I think so. At least I don't. That's bro science. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're gonna need a lot of those at the strip club tonight. A lot of dirty energy over there.
Oh yeah.
A lot of dirty energy.
Guys, let's land this plane, man. We'll have to do this again.
Oh,
Um,
we didn't do the cards for we didn't even know. We were kind of I was a little worried because I wasn't sure, if Lootz was into the shit that we do, but obviously he does. But whatever, he could join another time and then we'll pull cards for that show.
well, we do the Ronin experience usually on Saturdays, so we'll be here Saturday for all the new homies that want to check us out. And MoonFeather's like Gambit, she's energized the card, and guess what? That's what happens a few days later, or verifies. And it's just I don't know how long the synchronicity list is, but yo, before I forget, Lootz, have you been having fun hanging out with us and talking with us?
Yeah, man.
All right.
I always I love speaking to people with like minds, right? Like
Yeah.
it's hard to talk to other people sometimes because they just don't understand the research that I've done. They haven't put that time into the stuff that I've researched, so they wouldn't know what I know. And sometimes when people talk, it's like it's hard to even talk to them because it's like it's a pointless conversation to me.
Yep.
Right?
You
It's
can't.
always
You lose them.
Your
you know,
insights are very much valued and appreciated over here, man.
Absolutely.
I wish people listen, bro. You know how many family members I had that had cancer and didn't listen to me, man. And
Mm,
it's
yeah.
like they don't even want to. Unless I'm wearing a lab coat, that says medical doctor, they don't fucking listen.
Yeah. Yeah. And then they'll complain too at the same time about the same doctors.
Yeah, and I give them everything. I gave them all my tools, everything. And that cost me a lot of money. And I just want to see them get better. And when they hand it back to me exactly the way I gave it to them, it's like, come on, bro, come on. You obviously want to die. Bob Beck said it best. Everybody's got a death wish. Everybody, all these people, they got a death wish because maybe the place that they're working have younger people that work there now, and they're feeling ousted, right? And they're no longer the man at their job, right? Or maybe their wife don't pay enough attention, their kids don't pay attention to them anymore, right? But when you're in the hospital and you're dying, all of a sudden everybody's paying attention to you. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I believe people have a death wish. They want to get sick.
Yeah, they're not. They're this could be either seen as a paradise or a prison, and a lot of times people may see it as a prison that they can't get out of and go, yo, I know one way out, see you later. And even if that's self-destructive, subconscious type behavior, you know, it's when you boil it down, it's like, yo, they're checking out. It sucks.
They're giving up.
You want to be
giving up.
Yeah, they gave up. They feel weak, right? Yeah.
But that's what the job does to you. That's what this type of life that they're pushing does to you, because you don't really love your job, and you're not passionate about what you do. And if you don't have that, then you don't like your life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And for me, always here, Lootz, you know, I like to say, like, I'm talking in the mirror. So anything I'm saying out to the people, just know that I am looking at myself at the same time.
Word.
You know, so I'm never out here telling, yo, Lootz, I ain't never out here pretending to tell people what to do. Like, you should do what I do. And then, you know, like, no way. Just sharing.
I just tell people what I know, right? What I researched and what I know. You know, and if you listen, good on you. You know, and if you don't listen, you know, then, you know, let the cards lie where they will, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you tell me don't go that way, it's danger. I'm like, sweet, appreciate you, man. And I'm on the pivot. Basically,
yeah, well,
I just boil it. I'm a simple man, you know what I mean? I just boil it all down and go, that's what's up. But Lootz, I'm trying to wrap the show up, and you're just so full of awesome.
I'm sorry.
We just really enjoy hearing you talk, but I'm trying to go to bed, bro.
All right, guys.
Ronan got early bedtime.
Great talk. What was that? What was that? Touch depravity? What was that thing called? I gotta go use it on my wife.
Yes. Not depravity. No, not touch depravity. That's something on the other side of the spectrum.
He just made up.
Touch deprivation.
Touch, yo, baby, I'm dying from touch deprivation.
Forget it. You're cooked. She ain't gonna do nothing. You're like, what?
Well, we'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna have to be forceful. I'm dying. I'm sick over here. The doctor told me it was touch deprivation.
There you go.
It's official. So she's got to follow that. It sounds official.
I'll let you know how it goes.
Well, Lootz, yeah. Let's go around the horn and say our final thing. Lootz, Chris, and MoonFeather. Lootz, just know what you do is appreciated. Like,
yeah,
you're involved in literally freeing the realm.
Yep.
Of a parasite's main weapon on all levels, and you're going down in my underground history book, my story.
Yep.
Lootz is a character. But yeah, I appreciate you getting all that. So hope you had a good time, dude. Is there anything left you want to tell people? How do they come find you? If anyone's interested in talking to you and all that. But yeah.
Well, the best way to talk to me privately would be an LXMF address on Reticulum, right? So once you get the chat up and you learn how to use Reticulum, there's something called an LXMF address. Get one of those, and we can swap addresses, and then you can talk to me privately through there. That's how you could talk to me privately. If you want to just reach out to me, come to Pirate Chain Discord. Go to piratechain.com, go to the Discord or the Telegram and reach out. I'm in both of them. Or Komodo as well. If you go into the Komodo Discord or the Komodo Telegram, you'll find me there as well.
Awesome.
Appreciation, Lootz, man. You dropped a lot of knowledge on us, man. Go ahead, Chris. I'll be quiet.
Hell yeah, nah. I'm sorry I showed up late. Sorry, I had another thing going today. I'm sad I missed some of this. Hopefully we could do it again soon.
You know what I'm saying? No respect.
I'm always chilling, man. Just you guys want to hang out.
Rona gave me last minute. He came to me with it. So, but next time for sure I'll be there for the whole thing. And I appreciate the information. And as always, Ronin, thank you for providing the space. MoonFeather, you're always great. I'm glad to hear from you and see you. And I'm sure I'll be with y'all tomorrow night. So.
Oh, nice,
guys. tomorrow night, yo. The
We got a
greatest
show tonight.
show.
Who's got a show tonight? You got a show tomorrow?
Yeah, we do the Ronin experience on Saturday nights.
For real? Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't know that. We're doing a double header. Okay.
Oh my gosh, we're professional. MoonFeather. Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm so grateful. The show was awesome, Ronan. Thank you so much. Uh, it's heartwarming. It's heartwarming to, we may not be a lot who are out here doing this, having these like minds, but when we do find other people that we connect with, it's amazing, and I'm extremely grateful for that. So much love to you, Ronan. To you too, Chris. Thank you for always joining and trooping out. You're on the West Coast. Chris is in charge of our West Coast division, so that's awesome. And
Yeah, there ain't many out here because most people are retarded.
yeah, he's in charge of our West Coast division. But much gratitude, Lootz. It was an honor to have you here with us today. And we are so grateful for all that you do and all that you've been through, so then you could be here today. Honestly, adding to the realm of, just of spirituality, of freedom, and for our future generations. And honestly, extremely, extremely grateful for that. So much love to everyone who came in the chat. And remember that, we are stronger and we are more whole when we come together like this. And I'm always looking forward to the next time, guys. So much love, peace, and gratitude. And yeah, we'll see each other soon. Bye.
It was nice meeting you too. Nice meeting you.
Absolutely.
Feather Moon.
MoonFeather, yes.
Feather.
Lutz, you're the best. He's gonna try his brand new line on you, MoonFeather. It's too soon. You got to use it next week. With that touch deprivation.
We'll meet up in the chat room.
Yeah.
Okay. Get your feet pics ready.
Try to touch me in the chat room and see if it works.
Dude, Lutz, you're the man. Let's get it out of here. I appreciate you greatly, dude.
Can I say one more thing?
Yes, please.
I just want everybody to know before we go that crypto is a war. Right? This is not a playground. This is a war. There's a war being fought here, and you can't see it because maybe you just got into crypto. But the war is privacy versus corporations. Right? When Bitcoin started, it was about privacy, and now it's about corporations taking over the privacy and taking it away from you. Okay, but we could have that. So the war, this is a war, and Monero is dying down. But Monero was one of the biggest fighters in this war, right? Of this war of the government coming in and trying to take our technology from us. We were here first. You don't come here and tell us what to do. This is ours. We made it. So understand that when you're looking at crypto, what side of the war are you on? Are you on the side that's going to turn your children into slaves? Are you on the side that we can have free markets where everybody can trade freely and we could have a competitive markets where everybody could compete with each other? We could have better brand, better food and better products, and everything could escalate to where, we have quality again, right? Because that's what's missing. We have no quality in anything anymore. Bread is crap. Technology is crap because it's all monitored. It's no longer local, right? Even video games are no longer local cartridges. Now you have to sign up online, and you're becoming slaves in so many facets of your life that you have to recognize when somebody's putting a leash on your neck. If you're not seeing the leash on your neck, you better wake up because you won't be able to move soon. And so crypto is a war. What side are you on? Are you gonna fight for your kid's privacy so that he can live a life of freedom, where he could trade with anybody he wants, and nobody could come in and steal his money? Or are you going to go in the other direction where they're going to tell him what he could buy, and they're going to tell him how much food he's limited to buying a week, and how much money he could take out of his account, you know, because it's not his money anymore because he gave it to somebody else. You get it? What side of this war are you on? You need to wake up. Stop playing around with NFTs. What are you, a child? You're playing with Garbage Pail Kids cards? That's what you're doing when you're playing with NFTs. You're a child. Wake up. Crypto is supposed to give you power. Crypto is supposed to give you something you gave away for the stupidest things. Because they feared you into it. Because they made you scared that somebody was going to do something to you. That's why they had to protect you, right? What side of this war are you on, guys? That's how we're going to end this. You better decide. Or else it's over. It's already over.
I don't want no KYC. You don't get to see ID. Sometimes I feel like the KYC. Yeah, yeah. Sometimes I feel you don't get to see ID. Yeah, yeah. I don't want no KYC. You don't get to see ID. I don't want no KYC. You don't get to see ID. I don't want no KYC. You don't get to see ID. I don't want no KYC. You don't get to see ID. I don't want no KYC. You don't get to see ID. I don't want no KYC. You don't get to see ID. I don't want no KYC. You don't get to see ID. I don't want no KYC. You don't get to see ID. I don't want no KYC. You don't get to see ID. I don't want no KYC. You don't get to see ID. I don't want no KYC. You don't get to see ID. I don't want no KYC. You don't get to see ID. It's that digital game stuff, and I'm never gonna change up. The tracking and trace it. Privacy matters, you better embrace it. I'd rather trade up on the decks. Atomic slots they cannot trace. I put it down straight like a match on my face. I don't wanna be complicit to a system that's tracking and tracing. Your money's your money, and watch how they try to just stop it, cause they don't want you to be done. Subject. Freedom fucking matters, your privacy matters. I'm in the ground, my pockets get battered. Yeah. Like a ladder, I feel it so fly like a ladder. I hope that you listen. One day they're gonna come after you. Listen. One day they're gonna come after you. Hope I ain't lying, hope it ain't true, but you know that I can't. Hope I ain't lying, hope it ain't true, but you know that I can't. I don't want no KYC. You don't get to see ID. I don't want no KYC. You don't get to see ID. I don't want no KYC. You don't get to see ID. I don't want no KYC. You don't get to see ID. I don't want no KYC. You don't get to see ID. I don't want no KYC. You don't get to see ID. I don't want no KYC. You don't get to see ID. I don't want no KYC. You don't get to see ID. Inflation is bad. How can that be controversial? Lately I feel like the